10 Flirting Moves That Drive Women Wild, Old Stoic Wisdom. He who is brave is free. Sreate flirting isn't just casual conversation, it's the silent language of attraction, a refined skill rooted in presence, poise, and purpose. When mastered, it creates unforgettable chemistry. In this video, we're diving into 8 powerful flirting techniques that genuinely captivate women, moves built on old Stoic principles, authentic confidence, and emotional intelligence. These aren't cheesy pickup lines or shallow tricks. They're subtle, effective gestures that speak to something deeper. If you're ready to flirt like a man who knows his worth and leave a lasting impression, stay with me to the end. The most potent tips, they're waiting for you at the finish line. The first flirting tactic is whispering at the right moment. The first move? Whisper. And not just any whisper, but a well-timed, deliberate whisper that slices through noise like a blade through silk. Let's set the record straight. If you think flirting means raising your voice or being the loudest guy in the room, you're doing it all wrong. Don't shout. Don't boast. Whisper. Why? Because in a world where everyone's screaming for attention, a calm, confident whisper is rebellion. It's bold without being brash. It's soft, but it strikes harder than any clever pickup line ever could. You must understand, whispering is not about speaking low. It's about creating tension, closeness, a charged silence that says, "This moment is just for you and me." That's iron mind confidence right there, not chasing attention, but pulling her into your orbit effortlessly. The moment you lean in, letting your breath graze her ear with just a hint of warmth, time slows down. She leans in, intrigued, not just because she wants to hear you, but because she wants to feel the mystery behind your words. It's like letting her peek behind the curtain without ever opening it fully. You want an example? Picture this. You're at a lively party. Glasses clink, music pulses, laughter bounces off every wall. You're there, calm, grounded, a mountain in the middle of the chaos, channeling Stoic principles without saying a word. She's laughing at something you said, eyes sparkling, and right there you lean in, close, but not needy. Your voice drops, smooth as bourbon and twice as dangerous. You say, "You're trouble, aren't you?" Then you smile, slowly, confidently, and pull back before she can reply. Don't linger, don't explain, let it sit. That, my friend, is old Stoic wisdom in action. You don't flood her with attention, you create scarcity. You don't overwhelm, you intrigue. Whispering isn't weak, it's controlled, strategic. It's knowing when to move and when to stay still. It's turning the volume down to turn the heat up. Women are moved not by noise, but by presence. By a man who chooses his moments like a warrior chooses his battles. And here's the deeper truth. You must earn the right to whisper. It only works when it comes from stillness, not desperation. When it's backed by confidence, not chaos. You must embody Stoic calm. That is the iron mind. That is control. It's not just the words you say, it's the man you are when you say them. Whispering says, "I don't need to raise my voice to be felt." It says, "I know my worth and I don't owe the room anything, but I just might give you a moment." That kind of flirting isn't flashy. It's powerful because it's intentional. It's rare. And in a world starved of genuine connection, it stands out like a beacon. So don't overthink it. Don't try to script the perfect line. Let the moment breathe, feel it, then move in, close enough to touch her imagination. Because when done right, that whisper will echo in her mind long after the party's over. 2. Strong eye contact with a playful smirk, the silent power move most men overlook. Let me tell you something most men never learn. Women see your weakness before you even open your mouth. And one of the biggest giveaways? Your eyes. Now don't panic. I'm not saying you need to develop laser vision or start squinting like Clint Eastwood. I'm talking about strong eye contact, backed by a playful, almost mischievous smirk. That combo? It's lethal, subtle, but damn powerful. A lot of guys your age think charisma comes from charm, jokes, or stories about your boat. Nope. The real game changer is presence, stoic presence, that stillness, that confidence, that silent energy that says, I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm not chasing anything. Strong eye contact isn't about staring like a serial killer. It's about being unshakable. Look at her, not through her, not over her shoulder, and hold the gaze just long enough to say, I see you. I'm not afraid of being seen either. That right there is old Stoic confidence. No need for approval, no need for permission. Now, here's where the magic happens. Add the smirk. Not a grin, not a goofy smile. A smirk, just enough to say, I know something you don't. Or better yet, I like where this is going. Why does it work? Because it sparks mystery. It creates tension. And tension, my friend, is the currency of attraction. It invites her curiosity, makes her wonder, what's he thinking? That curiosity, that's the hook. That's where she leans in. Picture this. You're at a dinner party. She's across the table telling a witty story. The room laughs. You don't. You hold her gaze 2 seconds longer than usual. Then, with total calm, you let one eyebrow rise just a little and let that smirk form, like you're savouring a secret. Then you look away. No words, no gestures, boom! You just shifted the entire vibe. She's wondering what that look meant. She's curious. She's intrigued. Maybe she smiles. Maybe she blushes. Maybe she throws you a playful jab just to get your attention again. But make no mistake, you've been noticed. And the best part? You didn't say a damn thing. No pickup lines, no overcompensation, just calm, centered, stoic masculinity. That's how an old Stoic plays the game, with presence, not performance. Let me drop a truth bomb here. Women are trained to read weakness, not in your wallet, in your nervous laugh, in your eyes darting around the room, in your inability to sit with silence. But when you lock eyes and smirk, not because you need her, but because you enjoy the moment, you break the script. And that's what Stoicism is about, isn't it? Being unmoved by chaos, grounded in your values, a man who doesn't flinch. The smirk? That's the exclamation point on your self-possession. So here's what you do. Don't avoid her eyes. That screams insecurity. Don't force a smile to gain approval. That reeks of neediness. Do hold eye contact like you own the room. Do smirk like you've already won, because you have. This is Stoic happiness in action, not the kind that giggles and grins, but the deep inner joy of knowing who the hell you are. Remember, words lie. Smirks don't. And when she feels that silent confidence, when she sees that old Stoic fire in your eyes, you become unforgettable. So next time you're in a room with her, skip the talk. Lock eyes, raise that brow, smirk like Marcus Aurelius just handed you a scroll of divine seduction wisdom. Then walk away. She'll chase the mystery. And you? You'll keep walking calm, cool, and unbothered, just like a true disciple of the Stoic rules. If you felt that surge of power reading this, then you know it's real. Don't chase. Don't overtalk. Just hold the gaze and smirk like you've already won. That's the game. And if this hit home, drop a comment right now. My silence speaks louder than charm. 3. Letting silence build in a flirty moment. Understand this. Silence is not a gap. Silence is a weapon. Silence is power. In the subtle war of attraction between men and women, well-timed silence is the ultimate tool of a man who knows exactly who he is. She won't come out and say she likes you. She won't make it obvious. But the clues are there, and one of the strongest signs is when she lets silence linger during a flirty moment. That's not hesitation. That's not awkwardness. That's tension. That's chemistry. That's your cue. If you miss it, you're not paying attention. When a woman allows that silence to stretch out, when her eyes lock on yours, and she doesn't fill the space with words, she's testing you. Testing your calm, testing your confidence, testing your control. And you must respond like a modern Stoic, composed, grounded, unshaken. Don't laugh, don't joke, don't break eye contact. Hold it, own it, command it. That silence becomes a fire, and only the man who can stand in the heat without blinking becomes unforgettable. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When she gives you that silence, don't panic. React with stillness. React with certainty. That's Stoicism. That's the win." Epictetus, Stoicism, win. That's your foundation. That's your playbook. She might look away, bite her lip, laugh nervously, or even blush. And every single one of those is her telling you, "I feel something, but I'm trying not to show it." That moment where others feel discomfort, you feel control. That's the difference. That's what separates a man from a boy. Do not talk. Do not rush. Let the silence work for you. It builds tension. It deepens connection. It creates an emotional pull she can't explain. And that, my friend, is where true attraction begins, not in words, but in energy. You don't chase. You don't beg. You lead. You draw her in by standing still. In a world where men are constantly seeking approval, filling every gap with noise, trying too hard to impress, you become unforgettable by being calm, deliberate, and composed. You don't need to prove anything. You show strength by saying nothing. You create desire by doing less. You make an impact by holding your ground. That's Stoicism. That's victory. That's how a real man wins. Think modern, think deliberate, think dangerous. Picture it. You lean in after a teasing moment. You lock eyes, and you don't speak. You don't joke. You smirk just slightly and stay right there. She's wondering what you're thinking, wondering what you'll do next. That mystery, that pull, that's the moment she remembers. That's the moment she craves. Epictetus, Stoicism, win. Repeat it like a mantra. Don't fill the silence, own it. Don't fear the pause, command it. Don't run from the tension, stand tall in it. That's what power looks like. That's what leadership feels like. That's how men of depth, men of substance, men of self-control dominate, not with words, but with presence. So hear this and don't forget it. When the flirty silence comes, don't break it. That silence is not weakness. It is an invitation, an opportunity, a challenge. And if you have the strength to hold it, you won't just attract her, you'll haunt her thoughts. Be still, be sharp, be dangerous. That's the modern Stoic way. 4. Subtle, dirty humour or innuendos. All right, buckle up, gentlemen. We're diving into the fourth secret weapon of flirtation, subtle, dirty humour and innuendos. And let me tell you, when wielded with the calm confidence of Old Stoic wisdom, it's not just flirting, it's art. You see, flirting isn't about being outrageous or crude. That's rookie stuff. A man of iron mind doesn't need to scream to be heard. Instead, he leans in with a sly smile, lets the silence simmer, then drops a cheeky line that dances right on the edge. Not over it. Just close enough to make her grin and wonder what else is hiding behind that calm, cool exterior. That's the difference. That's mastery. Picture this. You're chatting, relaxed, eyes locked, not staring like a deer in headlights, but steady like a man who's stared down life's storms and walked out dry. Then you lean in and drop something like, "Are you a blanket? Because I sleep better when you're on top of me." Boom! It's playful, it's bold, it's suggestive, not sleazy, and most importantly, it lands like a feather, not a sledgehammer. Because here's the truth, done right. This kind of humour triggers curiosity and that delicious mental spark. It's not about making her laugh out loud, though bonus points if she does. It's about planting a seed, a thought, a pulse. But, and this is important, don't try too hard. The moment it feels rehearsed or forced, you've lost the magic. This isn't high school locker room talk. This is Stoic flirting, where every word is intentional. Think Marcus Aurelius with a devilish smirk. Your goal is to create a shared joke, not a creepy moment. Keep it confident, keep it light. Make it feel like something the two of you just get, something a little naughty shared behind the world's back. That's how you build intimacy without a single touch. And when you pair this style of flirting with the Stoic principles, emotional control, calm presence, sharp wit. You're not just another guy throwing lines at the wall hoping something sticks. No, sir. You're the guy she tells her friends about. The one who made her laugh, blush, and lean in all at once. Don't underestimate the power of innuendo done right. It builds tension. It breaks ice. It signals that you're bold, but not reckless. That you've got edge, but it's polished. And here's the real kicker. When you flirt with this kind of nuance, you set yourself apart. Most men don't even try. Or worse, they crash and burn because they mistake vulgarity for confidence. Don't be that guy. Be the man who understands timing, context, and charm. The man who lives by old Stoic wisdom and plays the game with precision. The one who doesn't need to chase because he attracts naturally, effortlessly, with a wink and a grin. So remember, flirt with intelligence, tease with charm, joke with boldness wrapped in grace. That's how you tap into a woman's curiosity and chemistry without laying it all bare. Let her wonder. Let her imagine. Because when you mix playful innuendo with the calm presence of a man who lives by Stoic principles, you're not just flirting, you're orchestrating a moment, a memory, and trust me, she'll feel it long after the words are gone. If you've made it this far, you already understand what 99% of men never will. True flirting is subtle, confident, and precise. Not crude, not forced, just the right words, said the right way at the right moment. Now, prove you're not like the rest. Comment this below to seal it in. I flirt with intelligence, not desperation. Let her feel the mystery. Let the world wonder. 5. Subtle physical touch. Don't underestimate the power of a light touch. No, not a grab, not a grope, a touch. Controlled, confident, calm. That, gentlemen, is where the old Stoic wisdom meets modern-day charisma. Stoic men knew restraint, knew presence, knew that words aren't always the loudest way to speak. The way you move, the way you don't move, the way your presence interacts with hers, that's where real connection simmers. Let's get one thing straight. Subtle physical touch isn't about being sneaky, it's about being aware. Aware of your environment, aware of her cues, aware of your own composure. Stoic. Rule 1. Control yourself first, then the room. You don't need to announce your interest with grand gestures. She'll feel it in the way your hand brushes hers as you pass the menu. She'll sense it when your fingers lightly tap her knee after a shared laugh. Not aggressive, not needy, just natural, like gravity pulling one star closer to another. When you place your hand, casually, respectfully, on her lower back as you guide her through a doorway, you're telling her something without a single word. I'm grounded. I'm present. I see you, and I know how to lead without forcing. That's Stoic happiness in action, being enough in yourself that you don't chase, you attract. Let's paint a picture. You're both laughing. The vibe is relaxed. The moment is light. She cracks a joke that actually lands, and without thinking, you gently tap her knee for a half second. That's it. No lingering. No overthinking. Then you go right back to the conversation like it's the most natural thing in the world. That moment, it's electricity. Quiet, undeniable, charged. Or maybe you lean in to show her something on your phone, nothing flirty, just a video of your dog failing to catch a frisbee and your shoulders brush. You don't apologize, you don't explain, you just let it be. You smile. That shoulder touch, it's a whisper of connection. Women notice these things. More importantly, they feel them. And here's the kicker. Most men don't even realize this. Most guys are too busy trying to impress with big, flashy moves. But those who live by Stoic principles know confidence is quiet and energy doesn't lie. Stoic rule 2. Do not chase validation. Create gravity. By being present and attuned, by making space for her comfort instead of charging through it, you become the kind of man who feels safe, centered, and just dangerous enough to be exciting. That's not just flirting. That's emotional martial arts. Don't hover. Don't paw. Don't use touch to take. Use it to signal. Subtle touch builds intimacy without demanding it. It creates tension without pressure. It says, I'm here and I'm tuned in. Not needy, not performative, just real. So remember this. Don't be afraid to touch, but always read the room. Don't use it to impress, use it to connect. Don't overthink, be in the moment and let it happen naturally. And above all, be the man who makes her feel valued without saying a word, because in the end, it's not the loudest man in the room she remembers. It's the one whose presence speaks volumes in silence. That's the old Stoic way. That's real masculine energy. That's power. 6. The confident lean in, then pull back. This isn't just a flirtatious gesture. It's a display of mastery, control, precision, timing. A man who truly understands power never lunges. He never overextends. He invites, then he withdraws, and he does it with intention. When you lean in slightly, just enough to make her heart skip, to suggest you're about to share something secret, something sacred, you're shifting the energy. You're showing her that you have something worth hearing, that you're not just another voice in the crowd, you're the man she should be paying attention to. And then, just as her attention sharpens, just as her body leans in with curiosity, you pull back, slowly, calmly, like you planned it all along, with a smirk, with total awareness. That subtle movement says more than 1,000 words. It says, I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to see if you can keep up. It creates intrigue, mystery, and most importantly, it puts you in control of the moment. As Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. That means you must not seek validation. You must seek mastery over self. You must be willing to let her wonder, to let her wait, to let her feel just slightly off balance, because now she's thinking about you. She's not just listening, she's analysing, guessing, wanting, and that's when you win. Because that curiosity builds attraction faster than any compliment or cheesy pickup line ever could. In the modern world, men are taught to chase, to explain, to prove. Don't. That's noise. That's weakness. That's what every other guy is doing. You are not every other guy. You are stoic. You are precise. You are the man who understands the art of restraint, the man who knows that holding back is not hesitation, it is domination. That's the stoicism win. You don't flood her with attention. You drip it like fine wine, rare, valuable, measured. When you lean in, you ignite the flame. When you pull back, you control the burn. And that's what drives her crazy. Not what you said, but what you didn't. Not what you gave her, but what you withheld, just enough to keep her mind spinning. This is power in silence. This is the energy of a man who knows his value. In a digital age where everyone overshares, overtalks, overreaches, you must be the one who underplays, understates, overdelivers without saying a word. Let others try to be loud. You, be unforgettable. The lean in is your bait, the pullback is your hook. Done right, she's not just intrigued, she's invested. She's thinking about you long after the moment has passed. She's trying to decode that smile, that glance, that silence. That's influence. That's how you dominate not just the moment, but her mind. Remember, you don't win by giving it all away. You win by being the one thing no one else is, unpredictable. That's modern stoicism. That's the stoicism win. A true stoic man doesn't move for applause. He moves for effect. Every lean in, every retreat, every pause, it's deliberate. It's a weapon. Don't ask for attention. Command it. Don't seek interest. Inspire it. Don't follow. Lead with silence, with confidence, with power. Because when you control your energy, your words, your presence, you become the prize. And the world, including her, leans in to chase you. If this message resonates with you, like, subscribe, and share it with a man who needs to reclaim his presence. Every move counts, so make yours with purpose. Comment to remember. I don't chase, I lean in, pull back, and let the silence speak. 7. Sreate a stir, then disappear. Create a stir, then vanish like smoke from a fire, show up, spark something unforgettable, then poof, gone. That, my friend, is not just flirting. It's a masterstroke built on old Stoic wisdom. You see, most men chase. They linger. They fumble for laughs and approval like boys on prom night. But you don't chase. You arrive with purpose. You stir the room with your presence. You bring that iron mind, that unshakable calm forged from Stoic principles, and you set the tone. Crack a clever joke, drop a line that makes her think, not just blush. Flash that easy confidence, not cocky, but carved from inner certainty. And then you leave, on your terms, before the moment gets stale, before your energy gets diluted. You walk away like a man who has things to do and places to be. You leave her mid-laugh, mid-thought, mid-spark. And that, right there, is where the magic brews. Because when you disappear after lighting the fuse, you leave behind mystery, space, tension. She won't forget you because you didn't cling. You didn't explain. You didn't beg for another moment. You controlled the tempo, then vanished before she could even name what she felt. And that's power. That's control. That's old Stoic wisdom at work. Be indifferent to outcome, but deliberate in action. People crave what they can't predict, what they can't fully grasp. She'll wonder, who was that guy? What did he mean? Why did he leave so soon? That curiosity grows like a spark, catching dry grass. And here's the kicker. It's not about being aloof or manipulative. No, it's about showing you're a man who doesn't need to be seen every second to matter. A man who doesn't hand out his presence like free samples at the mall. So don't linger, don't explain, don't stay too long and ruin the high note. Be like a thunderclap, loud, sharp, impossible to ignore, then gone. That's how legends are made. You must know your value, own your presence, and above all, guard your energy. You're not there to entertain, you're there to ignite something, and then walk away with the calm of a man who answers to no one but himself. That's the essence of the iron mind. That's Stoic principles in action. Make her think. Make her wonder. Let the silence after your exit speak louder than any words you could have stayed and said. And next time, she'll be the one searching the room for you, because deep down we're all drawn to those who seem just out of reach, who bring light, then leave us blinking in the afterglow. So be bold, be brief, be unforgettable, then disappear. 8. Boldness without neediness. Listen closely, because this one separates the boys from the old Stoic men. Boldness is sexy, but only when it doesn't smell of desperation. If your confidence comes wrapped in neediness, it's not confidence. It's anxiety in a blazer. You walk up to her and say, "I like your energy," or, "Hey, I had to come say hi." Now pause. What's the energy behind those words? If it's calm, grounded, and you say it like a man who's got nothing to prove, she feels that. And more importantly, she respects it. But if you say it like a guy praying she'll give him a cookie for being brave, she'll feel that too, and it will repel her like garlic repels a vampire. Here's the rule. Don't chase approval. Offer presence. That's Stoic Rule 8 in the art of boldness. Be clear. Be direct. But never be needy. When a woman feels that your compliment isn't a fishing rod for validation, but a gift, pure and simple, she listens differently. Her body relaxes. Her guard drops. Why? Because she senses you're not there to take something. You're there to share something. There's an old Stoic idea. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. You can control the words you say, the tone in your voice, the groundedness in your feet. You can't control whether she melts or mocks you, and that's none of your business. Don't hope she'll like you. Decide if you like her. That's the power shift most men never learn. Needy boldness says, "Please like me." Stoic boldness says, "Here I am. Like me or don't, I'll be just fine." Women are masters of energy detection. They can spot a whiff of insecurity faster than a bloodhound chasing a scent. They've been dodging emotionally thirsty men since middle school. So when you show up bold and detached, you don't just stand out. You shine. It says, "I saw something in you that caught my attention. I'm present, I'm interested, but I don't need your stamp of approval to be okay." That's the difference between presence and performance. In short, don't perform, Just be. Don't cling, offer, don't chase, invite. The man who walks away smiling, whether she says yes or no, he wins. Always. So next time you feel that spark and want to speak up, do it. But do it like a man who's anchored. A man who lives by stoic rules, not dating gimmicks. Because real boldness isn't loud, it's quiet, calm, unapologetically honest. And brother, when you master boldness without neediness, that's when she leans in. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 9. Make her feel seen, not scanned. Let's get one thing straight. She's not a resume to be skimmed. She's a universe to be explored. In today's world of algorithmic swipes, cheap one-liners, and men who've mistaken flattery for connection, standing out isn't about louder compliments. It's about deeper attention. That's where the old Stoic wisdom kicks in. You've got to choose what to notice. Why? Because attention is power. The iron mind doesn't waste it on the surface. It dives into substance. So when you're with her, see her. Not just her lipstick, legs, or laugh. See the spark behind her words, the way her voice softens when she talks about her dad's old records, or how her entire face lights up when she mentions that weird little garden she's proud of. Don't be the guy who scans and evaluates. That's what boys do. You're not auditioning for approval. You're witnessing her world, and that's rare. Drop the tired script. Don't ask what she does for a living. She's heard that 147 times this month alone. Ask her what she's been obsessed with lately. Watch her eyes go wide. That question says, I care about your fire, not just your paycheck. See the difference? You didn't just break the ice. You cracked open the real her. Old Stoic wisdom says we must remain anchored in truth, and nothing is more truthful than curiosity with purpose. You're not desperate. You're dialed in. And trust me, that's magnetic. When she makes a face at a dumb joke, notice it. When she pauses before answering something serious, comment on it. Gently, confidently. That calm awareness, that's Stoic principles in action. You're present, you're real. And when you compliment her, don't serve her the same bland dish every other guy reheats. Don't say you're beautiful. That's lazy. That's autopilot. Say this instead, with that half smirk and steady iron mind level gaze. The way your mind works is dangerous. Boom! That's a line she'll replay in her head at 2 a.m, smiling like she just discovered a secret. And here's the truth that Stoic men know but rarely say. Most guys don't see women. They observe, they evaluate, they project. But you witness. You look through the noise, not just at the curves. That's depth. That's intention. That's the kind of attention she remembers for years. Because it's not about seduction, it's about recognition. And recognition is intimacy's oldest dance. So don't perform. Don't try to impress. Instead, notice, breathe, ground yourself in the present. Remember the Stoic principle. What you attend to, you give life to. Want her to open up? Then open your eyes truly, because a man who sees her, not just her body but her being, is a man who flirts with something much rarer than attraction, connection. That, brother, is unforgettable. That's how you leave a mark not just on her night, but on her story. 10. Be playful, but unshakably calm. Let's get this straight. A modern man doesn't entertain chaos. He commands it. Playfulness? That's not weakness. That's precision in disguise. This is controlled chaos. The storm, with its eye-dead calm. Most men fall into two tragic camps. Too soft, always polite, afraid to ruffle a feather. Too sharp, trying too hard, pushing too far, needing laughs like oxygen. But you're becoming the old Stoic. That ancient breed who knows the world will test you, tease you, tempt you, and still, you sip your coffee slow. The modern Stoic man teases not to prove himself, but to reveal her. Let me paint it for you. She says, I'm a Scorpio. I get intense. You lean in, calm as a monk. eyes twinkling with mischief. Ah, Scorpio. That explains the mysterious chaos in your eyes. Boom. Not crude, not corny, just clever, with control. It's not about being funny, it's about being present, not cracking jokes to win approval. You're teasing because you already have the room. You're not hunting for validation, you are the validation. That's the secret. That's what most men miss. And that's why women see weakness in the try hard. They see desperation where there should be depth, neediness where there should be stillness. Don't do that. Don't flinch. Don't defend. If she teases back, good. You don't stiffen. You don't counter. You just grin, slow, sure, slightly dangerous. Like you've danced this dance before. Like you know exactly how it ends. That's stoic composure. That's the man who lives by stoic principles. He's warm, but not melting. Charming, but not chasing. Unpredictable, but unmoved. This is the paradox that drives women wild. She feels safe with you, but she never quite knows what you'll say next. It's excitement wrapped in certainty. That's what real masculine energy feels like. So let's make it practical. Don't tease to be liked. Tease because you already like yourself. Don't push the joke. Let her come closer, not because you begged, but because you left room. Don't break character. Even in laughter, you are grounded. This is what the Stoic rules are really about. Not being emotionless. Being unrattled, while still being fully alive. When she feels that from you, it hits different. She's laughing, but her guard's down. She's flirting, but following your rhythm. And when you lock eyes, with that steady smile that says, I see you, she'll realize something most men never offer. A man who plays, but never loses himself. That's rare. That's magnetic. That's the old Stoic, reborn. So don't hide your charm, sharpen it. Be playful, but be still inside. Flirt, but don't chase. Joke, but never beg. Because the Stoic man doesn't perform, he radiates, and she'll feel it. Every time. If this hit home, like, share, and subscribe for more timeless insight on modern masculinity. Got value from this? Drop this in the comments to lock it in. Comment to remember. I radiate charm, not need. Let's raise the standard. Become the man who plays but never loses himself. And that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. Look, I know there's a ton of advice out there when it comes to flirting. Some of it's loud, some of it's just plain ridiculous. But if you've made it this far, then you're already different. You're not just looking for quick tricks. You're here to actually understand something deeper. And that matters. Because the truth is, flirting isn't about being a performer. It's about being a presence. The kind of presence that makes a woman feel safe, seen, and genuinely intrigued. That's what separates the guys who get attention for a moment from the ones who leave a lasting impression. And what we've talked about today, these 10 moves inspired by old Stoic wisdom, aren't just techniques, they're mindsets. They're grounded in qualities that have stood the test of time: self-control, confidence without ego, calm communication, playful honesty, and emotional awareness. The Stoics believed that power comes from self-mastery, and that shows in how you flirt. When you're calm under pressure, when you speak with intention, when you know what you want but aren't desperate to get it, that energy is powerful. Women feel that. People feel that. So, here's my real advice to you. Slow down. Stop trying to impress. Start trying to connect. Ask better questions. Listen with curiosity. Hold eye contact just a little longer. Tease, but never with cruelty. Show her you've got options, but you're choosing to be present with her. That's the kind of energy that doesn't just spark interest, it builds desire. And I'll say this too. The most attractive thing in the room is a man who knows who he is and doesn't need validation to feel good about himself. Let that be you. Not because it's some alpha move, but because it's real, it's rare, and it works. If something in this video clicked for you, maybe a shift in mindset, maybe a tip that helped you connect a dot, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more honest, grounded advice that cuts through the noise. And seriously, drop a comment below. I want to hear from you. Tell me what made sense, what you've tried, what's worked, or even what didn't. This is more than just a channel. It's a conversation. Thanks again for being here. Take care of yourself, stay steady, keep growing, and remember, confidence isn't about being loud, it's about being clear, calm, and real. That's what drives people wild. See you in the next one. Does she secretly hope you'll text again? Old Stoic wisdom. Sometimes the silence speaks what the heart dares not say. Rumi. Have you ever paused to wonder, does she still glance at her phone, secretly hoping to see your name? She may carry on as if the chapter is closed. She may smile, laugh, move through her days as though untouched. But beneath the surface, there's often a quiet unrest, a question left unanswered, a possibility not yet fully extinguished. You might feel the pull to send that one last message to reach across the silence. That's natural. But the man who understands the old Stoic truths knows restraint isn't indifference, it's discipline. He recognizes that true strength isn't always in the act, but often in the stillness. Silence, when rooted in self-respect, carries a gravity. It's not absence, it's presence felt in absence. It creates space for reflection, for longing, even for clarity. In this video, we'll unpack why stepping back isn't stepping away, and how sometimes your quiet strength speaks louder than any text ever could. Let's explore what she hears in the silence, and what you might rediscover in yourself. Number 1. The message. She didn't reply to still echoes. Don't let silence fool you. It's not always the end. Sometimes it's the space where curiosity lives. That one message you sent, the one crafted not in a moment of weakness, but in a moment of iron calm, still echoes. Maybe she didn't reply. Fine. That doesn't mean she didn't feel it. That doesn't mean she didn't sit with it, reread it, stare at it in the dark, while her heart beat just a little faster. She might have typed a reply, then deleted it. Twice. That pause, that hesitation, that's your shadow still dancing in her mind. Now here's where old Stoic wisdom kicks in. You didn't send it to win her back. You didn't toss it into the void hoping for a crumb. You sent it because it was real. Because it came from that rare place most men never reach, stillness, strength. You sent it not with attachment, but with integrity. And that, my friend, is why it lingers. You must understand this. The world teaches us to chase, to fill silence, to panic when we don't get what we want. But Stoic principles teach the opposite. Don't chase, don't cling, stand firm, speak your truth, and then release it. Let it fly, and whether it lands or not your concern. Marcus Aurelius didn't lose sleep over unread scrolls. He said it plain. Be content with the approval of your own conscience. That's the code. That's how a man of iron mind moves. You're not playing games. You're not using silence as bait. You're just done playing the need to be heard game, because you already heard yourself, clearly, powerfully, and without apology. That message wasn't a lifeline. It was a mirror. And maybe, just maybe, it showed her something she wasn't ready to see. Not then. Maybe not now. But one day, when the noise fades and the world goes quiet, that message, your message, will echo louder than any good morning text ever could. And let's not forget the quiet power in letting go. That too is an art. Most men don't know how. They wait, they wonder, they wither. But Stoic principles say otherwise. Feel it, express it, then move like a mountain, unshaken. That's not apathy. That's evolution. That's old Stoic wisdom wrapped in modern fire. So if she's silent, let her be. If she pretends it didn't matter, let her pretend. Because your stillness, your calm, it becomes the contrast. You didn't chase, you didn't collapse, you didn't spiral. You sent something true, and then you stepped back like a man who knows his worth. And that, above all, is what echoes. Not need, not noise, but presence. That's power, that's peace, That's the iron mind in action. Now, before we move on, I want to ask you directly. Have you ever sent a message that got no reply, yet deep down, you knew it still lived in her mind, like a soft whisper she couldn't silence? If so, say it loud in the comments. I no longer need the reply to feel complete. Because sometimes, one man's quiet truth is another man's lifeline, and you might be the reminder he didn't know he needed today. Number 2, breadcrumbs and half-open doors. A like, a story view, a random, "Hey, hope you're good." Coincidence? Number these are not accidents. These are not casual acts. These are breadcrumbs, and if you're not careful, you'll find yourself following them straight back into emotional limbo. But the old Stoic wouldn't fall for it, and neither should you. You have to understand what's really happening here. This isn't about love. This isn't even about regret. This is about control. When she leaves the door half open, it's not an invitation. It's a game, a test. She wants to see if you'll walk through it, because maybe she doesn't want you back. She just doesn't want you to move on. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Done, Marcus Aurelius. Let's translate that into the modern male mind. If it's not real, don't answer. If it's not love, don't call it hope. Every breadcrumb, every vague message, every passive notification is just enough to stir your thoughts, but never enough to open her heart. She's not showing up, she's orbiting, watching, probing, testing. You must ask yourself the hard question, is this a step forward or just another loop? Because that's what this cycle is, a loop designed to keep you emotionally accessible while she remains emotionally unavailable. She's not offering connection, she's offering confusion. And the man who lives by Stoic principles doesn't trade his peace for maybes. Don't misread echoes as conversation. You see, the modern world doesn't understand quiet strength. We're told to chase, pursue, fight for her. But the Stoic rules don't play that game. The old Stoic man doesn't beg to be chosen. He chooses himself. He builds his world brick by brick, while others check their phones. So when she drops those little signals, you don't bite. You breathe. You remind yourself, this isn't love, it's noise. And you don't build your life around noise. Imagine a door, not wide open, not slammed shut, just cracked. It's the oldest trick in the emotional book. Just enough light to keep you curious, but not enough space to let you in. That crack is where men lose years of their lives, waiting, hoping, interpreting signs that were never meant to lead anywhere. Don't stand at that door. Don't knock. Walk away with dignity, with direction, with presence. Here's what separates the Stoic man from the ordinary man. He doesn't respond out of lack. He doesn't act from desperation. He's not moved by half efforts and emotional crumbs. He moves because he has a direction. And that direction never includes begging for clarity. And if one day she truly decides to come back, you'll know. Not because she likes a photo, not because she accidentally replied to a story, but because she walks through the door, fully, clearly, with intention. Until then, shut the door in your mind, keep your hands on the wheel, be the storm's calm, not its casualty. You are the man who stands still while the world tugs and pulls. You don't chase ghosts, you don't collect breadcrumbs, you don't wait by half-open doors. You follow Stoic rules, not emotional games. That's power. That's clarity. That's you. Number 3, she misses the emotional safety net. Don't mistake silence for weakness. Don't confuse stillness with surrender. You've stepped back. Not because you're bitter, not because you're playing games, but because you've remembered who you are. That shift in energy? She feels it, deeply. The same man who once sent the good morning texts, who checked in when she went quiet, who patiently held the line when emotions stormed in, has now chosen a different path, not out of spite, but out of strength. That's Stoicism. That's Epictetus in action. A man who lives by principle, not impulse. A man who doesn't beg to be needed, but commands respect by absence. That's power. She didn't just miss the messages, she misses the meaning behind them. The emotional scaffolding you provided without asking for anything in return. You were the lighthouse when she drifted, the anchor when she wavered, but now, that safety net is gone. And the silence. It speaks louder than any apology, any plea, any late-night text. A Stoic doesn't rush to fill the void. He lets the void teach the lesson. He knows what he offered. He knows the weight of his presence. And he knows that if she ever took it for granted, life will now reveal the cost of that mistake. You're not punishing her. You're protecting yourself. You're not proving a point. You're proving your worth to yourself. That's how Stoicism wins, not by controlling others, but by mastering the self. We suffer more in imagination than in reality, Seneca said, and yet she's now living the reality you once softened. You were the storm shelter, the calm in her chaos. But now she has to weather it alone. That is the contrast. That is the lesson. Do not chase. Do not explain. Do not re-enter a space where your peace is not prized. A Stoic man doesn't confuse attachment with love. He knows love without respect is just dependency. You offered stability, not just affection. You gave security, not just attention. She didn't see it then. She will now. Let the silence become the mirror she can't avoid. Let it show her what she lost. Not what you took, but what she let go. Modern life rewards distraction. It tells men to react, to chase, to beg. But Epictetus taught, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. So don't react. Respond with discipline. Respond with presence by removing yours. That's when she notices. That's when clarity dawns. That's when the game ends and your power begins. You are not cold. You are composed. You are not withholding. You are wise. You are not bitter. You are better. And the man who walks away with purpose is 10 times more powerful than the one who clings without dignity. So if you're asking, does she hope I'll text again? The answer is yes. But that hope is no longer your responsibility. Your responsibility is to your center, your peace, your code. Stay on your path, stay unmoved, because in the end, Stoicism wins. Always. Number 4, curiosity grows in absence. Don't underestimate the power of absence. It's louder than any clever line or emoji lace message you could send at 11:47 p.m. See, when you disappear from her notifications, you're not just skipping a text, you're creating a vacuum. And nature, especially the emotional kind, hates a vacuum. The moment she notices your name is missing from her daily scroll, her mind begins to stir. Not with panic, but with wonder. That subtle, maddening, magnetic "why not?" begins to echo. And that, my friend, is the turning point. Because here's the truth wrapped in old Stoic wisdom. When attention is given freely and constantly, it becomes background noise. It's expected, dull, diminished. But when it vanishes with calm precision, it ignites curiosity. Rarity, my brother, breeds value. That's Stoic Principles 101. Most men, bless their insecure hearts, flood the space. They cling. They text like it's a second job. They narrate their lives hoping for a like, a reply, any sign she still cares. But you've chosen differently. You've embraced the art of pulling back, not to play games, but because you live by iron mind rules now. You've stopped being available on demand. You've made yourself scarce, not cold, not rude, just beautifully, powerfully silent. That absence, that deliberate stillness, it thunders, it unsettles, it intrigues. She used to expect your little check-ins, your emoji reactions, your steady presence, predictable, pleasant, background noise. But now, the stillness tastes different, not bitter, just noticeable, and that's the magic. Because in that quiet space, the imagination takes over. Has he moved on? Why doesn't he check in? Did I lose him, or is he simply done? Those questions don't show up in your inbox, but trust me, they're bouncing around in her mind. That's how Stoic principles work. They don't shout. They don't chase. They simply are. Like a mountain unmoved by the storm. Epictetus wasn't just being poetic when he said, if someone does not value your presence, make them value your absence. He was delivering a spiritual gut punch. You don't prove your worth by performing. You let the silence do the heavy lifting. And when you stop showing up like clockwork, when you walk your path with that iron mind energy, something happens. She leans in, maybe not with words, maybe not with a grand gesture, but in her mind, emotionally, psychologically, she's circling back. She's replaying. She's recalibrating. That's the moment of reversal. You didn't beg. You didn't explain. You simply became rare. And now she's curious, not because you tried to make her, but because you stopped trying at all. Old Stoic wisdom doesn't scream. It whispers truths that hit like thunder. Control yourself, not others. Seek peace, not attention. And above all, respect the power of absence. Don't chase. Don't post. Don't perform. Let the contrast speak. Let the silence breathe. That's your leverage. That's your strength. And honestly, that's your message. So now I want to hear from you. Because this isn't just about whether she texts again. This is about your evolution, your discipline, your calm in the storm. What have you discovered in the quiet moments when you stopped chasing? What did silence teach you about peace, presence, or power? Have you noticed how your energy changed? How hers did too, even without a single word? If you felt that shift, drop a comment, or just write, "My silence speaks louder," because it does, and your story might be the anchor another man needs right now. In this space, we don't flinch, we don't fumble, we walk the still path with fire in our chest and calm in our minds, because silence isn't surrender, it's strategy, and Stoic principles show us, time and time again, that in the age of noise, the rarest man of all is the quiet one. Number 5, your silence was never empty. Let's set the record straight. You didn't just text her. You entered her world. And now, that world's got a silence in it that's louder than any ringtone. Listen closely. Your energy wasn't measured in emojis, timestamps, or read receipts. It was felt in the gut, in the space between the words. It wasn't what you said. It was how you made her feel. That steady calm, that quiet confidence, that wasn't random. That was old Stoic magic at work. That was Stoic principles in real time, wrapped in digital conversation. When your energy came from calm, clarity, and strength, you weren't just sending texts. You were offering something sacred in this chaotic, dopamine-chasing world, peace through presence. Let's not kid ourselves. Anyone can send a message. Few can anchor a storm with a sentence. Fewer still can say nothing and still be felt. But you were that rare breeze of stillness in a noisy room. She noticed? Oh, she noticed. Because you didn't just talk. You transmitted. You didn't just reply. You resonated. And that's something a woman doesn't forget. And now that silence has moved in, she's not just missing texts. She's missing the energy that steadied her, the grounded stillness that made her feel held, even when you weren't in the room. You didn't need to shout to be heard. You didn't need to chase. You commanded presence the way a mountain does, just by being there. That, gentlemen, is what the Stoic rules are all about. Power without noise, influence without effort, weight without words. Seneca once said, "A great mind becomes a great force." And you stopped texting, but you didn't lose your power. You revealed it. Let her feel that. Let her feel the shift. Not because you want to punish, not because you're playing games, but because you understand something most men don't. Peace over performance. Because when a man stands firm in his inner world, when his energy flows from self-respect, not need, his silence becomes a mirror that reflects everything she once had and everything she no longer does. She can scroll, she can refresh, she can stare at that empty thread all day, but she won't find what she's really looking for. That presence, that poise, that power. You don't have to reach out to remind her of it. Your absence does it for you. So don't break the silence just to fill a void. Don't text just to make a noise. Hold the line. Stay still. Be the mountain. That's not detachment. That's Stoic strength in action. And when she wonders if you'll ever text again, she's not just missing words. She's missing the man who lived by the old Stoic code. the one who understood the presence isn't about proximity, it's about peace. Let that speak louder than anything you could ever type. Number 6. She feels the shift but can't name it. She feels it, she can't name it, but she feels it. There's a shift in the air and it's you. You're no longer chasing, no longer explaining, no longer trying. You've pulled back, not with resentment, but with calm. You've reclaimed yourself. That's not a move of anger, it's a move of power. And she notices, not in words, not in complaints, but in her gut. She scrolls through your old messages. She sees the speed, the care, the eagerness that once defined your presence. And now? Now there's stillness. Now there's space. Not silence out of coldness, but silence out of command. Out of control, out of choice. You didn't just change your behaviour, you changed your energy. That's what's shaking her. That's what's making her wonder, what happened? And the truth? You stopped giving her the remote control to your peace. You chose stillness over chaos, space over clinging, dignity over desperation. You stopped orbiting around her world and became the sun of your own. That's stoicismwin. That's what Epictetus meant when he said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." You understood. You applied. You became. Now she can't stop thinking about the version of you that vanished. Not because you ghosted her, not because you disappeared, but because you transformed right in front of her. That man she once knew, eager, anxious, available, he's gone, replaced by something she doesn't quite understand, but can't ignore. That's the paradox of stoicismwin. When you stop reacting, you become magnetic. When you stop proving, you become undeniable. When you stop chasing, they start remembering. You're not punishing her, you're honouring you. That's what a real man does. That's what Stoic men do. They don't beg, they don't plead, they lead. With silence, with clarity, with restraint. The moment you chose not to reply, not to chase, not to correct her view of you, you stepped into power. Real power. The kind that doesn't scream, the kind that doesn't ask for applause, the kind that moves mountains in silence. Don't ask if she misses you. Don't wait for the text. That's weakness. That's noise. Stand in the silence. Own it. Let it speak for you. Let her sit in the echo of your absence and realize the gravity of what she lost. Because the man who's rooted in himself is the man who's remembered. Epictetus didn't just teach philosophy. He taught how to win. With detachment, discipline, and quiet resolve. This is your moment to embody that. To walk away, not in bitterness, but in greatness. To say nothing, and yet say everything. Don't return to who you were. Don't explain your evolution. Don't let nostalgia trick you into begging for what you've outgrown. She didn't see you then. Let her wonder now. Let her feel what it's like to miss a man who no longer needs to be needed. That's the Stoic path. That's your path. Walk it with your head high, your heart armoured, and your soul unmoved. He who angers you conquers you. Sreate Epictetus. You're done being conquered. You're done chasing. You've already won. Number 7. She's watching without engaging. She's watching without engaging. She checks your stories. She scrolls through your old messages. She's silent but active. A Stoic man doesn't need to investigate. He knows that curiosity often hides behind still screens. Just because she's not reaching out doesn't mean she's not feeling something. In fact, the absence of action often reveals more than words ever could. You might be tempted to analyse every little sign. Who viewed what? What time? How often? But don't. That's not your role anymore. Your role is to remain centred. While she lingers in the digital shadows, revisiting what once was, you stay rooted in what is, yourself. Think about this. She used to know the version of you who tried, who showed up first, who explained, checked in, reassured. Now you've gone quiet. You're no longer seeking validation, no longer dancing for attention. That contrast speaks louder than a dozen messages. She might not like or comment, but she's there watching, wondering, comparing who you were to who you've become. And the silence you hold now, it's powerful. It leaves room for her thoughts to echo. Thoughts like, why does he seem so calm? Or, why hasn't he reached out? So let her watch. Let her scroll. Let her sit in her silence while you live in your presence. Because the man who no longer needs attention becomes the one she can't stop paying attention to. And now, before we move on, take a moment to reflect. Have you felt this shift yourself? Have you noticed her watching from a distance while saying nothing at all? If any part of this spoke to your experience, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Or if you just want to leave a simple reminder that you're staying grounded, drop this sentence. Still waters run deep. Your silence might not get a like or a message, but it's already speaking louder than you think. Number 8, the calm that unnerves her. She doesn't hear from you. Not a ding, not a dot. No hey, no meme, no breadcrumb tossed her way at 1:17 a.m. And that shakes her. You see, she used to have you figured out. There was a rhythm to you, like clockwork. Maybe you disappeared for a few hours, maybe a couple days, but eventually you'd pop back up like a loyal moon, orbiting her emotional planet. She counted on that. It gave her just enough control to relax, knowing you'd come chasing, explaining, reacting. But not this time. This time, silence isn't a pause. It's a statement. You're not waiting. You're not simmering. You're centered, unshaken, unmoved. And she doesn't know what to do with that. She checks her phone with the same anticipation, but now it hits different because nothing's coming. You've changed the script, and more importantly, you've changed yourself. This isn't some petty tactic. You're not going ghost to be mysterious. You're not trying to get inside her head. Nope. You're living by old Stoic wisdom, the kind that doesn't just teach detachment, it demands mastery over the self. That's what unnerves her. You're no longer a man of impulse. You're a man of intention. And that's a whole different beast. The guy she used to read like a novella has become a leather-bound mystery. That predictability she once relied on, gone. And here's the real kicker. You don't even need her to notice. You're not doing this for attention. You're not waiting for her reaction. You've stopped feeding off response like it was oxygen. That was the old you. Now you operate from Stoic principles, solid, grounded, iron mind intact. You're not chasing closure. You're embodying it. You're not throwing pebbles at her emotional window, hoping she'll peek out. You're too focused on becoming a fortress of your own making. And she feels it. Oh, even if she can't name it, she feels it. That quiet confidence, that frustrating, sexy calm, that unsettling peace that says, I don't need you to see me. I see myself just fine. Understand this. She's not confused because you're distant. She's shaken because you're different. You've stepped off the hamster wheel of texting just to feel something. You've stopped mistaking attention for connection. You've realized your value isn't up for negotiation or dependent on her acknowledgement. That's old Stoic wisdom in motion. And make no mistake, the iron mind doesn't make a man cold. It makes him clear. And clarity scares people who once thrived in your uncertainty. So don't backslide. Don't reach out just to ease the tension. Let it hang. Let her sit in the silence she thought she controlled. Let her wonder where your heart went. Because it didn't go anywhere. It just learned how to stand still and beat on its own terms. You've become unreadable, and that's your power now. You've become still, and stillness always reveals the truth. That's not revenge. That's not ego. That's evolution. And evolution, my friend, is what a man earns when he dares to live by Stoic principles, stays anchored in an iron mind, and walks away not in anger, but in unshakable calm. Number 9. When she talks about you casually. When she talks about you casually, it's not casual. Yeah, we don't talk anymore. He used to check in. On the surface, those words might seem harmless, just conversation. But if she's saying your name, even lightly, even like it means nothing, then trust me, it still means something. Here's the truth that most men overlook. Women rarely bring up someone they've completely moved on from. If she's mentioning you to a friend, in a story, or even in a joke, it's because you're still echoing in her thoughts. It's not casual, it's coded. Her words might carry ease, but underneath there's weight. She's testing how others react when your name comes up. Sometimes she's even testing herself. A Stoic man understands this. He doesn't run back because of a mention. He doesn't chase down what might be hiding in her words. He observes calmly because he knows his silence, his detachment, his growth. Those are speaking louder than any text he could send. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about mastering your response. And in moments like this, where ego could rush in and say, "She's still talking about me, I should reach out," the grounded man resists. He remembers, not everything that returns to your orbit needs to be entertained. Imagine a woman talking with a friend. Yeah, he was always calm, never begged, kind of just faded. She might say it like it doesn't matter, but what she's really doing is painting the contrast between you and what came after. And often, the ones who came after don't measure up to the peace you brought. So when she talks about you casually, it's a sign. Not for you to react, but to recognize your presence is still felt. The Stoic doesn't need to make noise to be remembered. He lives in such a way that even in absence, he leaves a mark. Let her talk. You just keep living. Number 10. Silence as strength. She's waiting. She won't say it. She won't show it. Pride locks her in place. Ego chains her hands. She won't text first, not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much. That silence, it isn't apathy. It's hesitation. It's the battlefield where emotion clashes with pride. She checks your status, scrolls through old conversations, replays your voice in her head. But her fingers stay frozen. She's torn between reaching out and preserving her image. She wonders if you've forgotten, wonders if you've moved on, wonders if your silence means indifference. But don't be fooled. Her silence screams louder than words ever could. This is the moment where weak men crumble. But you don't. You rise. Because this is where Stoicism wins. This is where the lessons of Epictetus come alive, not in theory, but in fire. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't flinch. Why? Because you've mastered yourself. You've learned the power of restraint. You've built a life that doesn't need validation to stand tall. You don't need her reply to feel worthy. You already are. Understand this. Her silence is a test, not of your love, not of your charm, but of your steadiness. Can you remain grounded when affection vanishes? Can you stay composed when attention is withheld? This is the terrain of Stoic mastery. This is the trial by emotional fire. And while she hesitates, you build. While she stalls, you evolve. While she waits for you to break, you become unshakable. Don't message first. Don't crack. Don't chase ghosts. Because the Stoic man does not need to convince someone to return. He simply continues his mission. He doesn't shout. He doesn't prove. He doesn't flail. His silence is not emptiness, it's power. Controlled. Directed. Potent. She feels it. That absence she once overlooked, now it echoes in her mind. That calm she thought was indifference, now it haunts her. She wants to know, how are you so composed, so still, so at peace without her? Because you've entered a different arena, one where silence speaks louder than begging, one where confidence doesn't roar, it simply exists. Let her wait. Let her sit in the silence she created. Let her confront the discomfort of not being chased. You've already shown up, already cared, already played your role. Now you lean back, watch, wait, win. Because if it's real, it will return, stronger, clearer, truer. And if it doesn't, good. That means it wasn't worthy of you in the first place. You must remember this. He who is not a slave to desire is truly free. Epictetus. So don't be a slave to the urge to fix, to reach out, to bend. Be the man who remains unmoved, the man who owns his time, his energy, his destiny. Let your silence be your strength. Let your calmness be your power. Let your stillness be your revenge. Because that is when Stoicism wins. Not through games, not through manipulation, but through inner mastery. You're not here to chase what's lost, you're here to command what's meant. So stand tall, speak little, move forward, and let the world wonder how you do it. Number 11. Your silence becomes her inner dialogue. The longer you stay silent, the more her mind fills the space. What you don't say now speaks louder than any text you could send. That's the power of a stoic presence. It doesn't beg to be remembered. It just is. Think about it. When you stop reaching out, stop explaining, stop trying to prove your worth, something unexpected happens. She starts doing the talking for you, but not out loud. Internally, in her thoughts. That quiet space where your messages used to be, now it echoes with questions. Why isn't he texting? Did he move on? Did he stop caring? Or did he finally realize his value? This is where a man rooted in Stoicism separates himself from the average. He doesn't rush to clarify, to comfort, to chase a response. He holds his frame, not to play games, but because he understands that emotional control is more powerful than any long paragraph or late-night call. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. But sometimes you don't speak at all. You let the silence carry your message. And don't be fooled." She notices, maybe not with her words, but in her hesitation when someone mentions your name, in how she checks your profile but never says anything, in the way she lingers longer on your last message, even though it's old. Silence invites reflection, and reflection often leads to realization. Your silence isn't punishment, it's presence withdrawn. It's saying, I don't need to perform, I don't need to plead, I know my worth. And that kind of silence, it becomes unforgettable. It becomes the voice she can't silence in her own mind. So if you're sitting there wondering if you should reach out again, pause. Ask yourself if what you're about to say adds more than what your silence already delivers. Because sometimes the deepest impression you leave is the one you don't try to make. Here's what most men never realize. The moment you stop trying is the moment she starts wondering. Your silence disrupts her pattern. Your restraint sparks her curiosity. And when you no longer chase, you shift from noise to mystery. The Stoic doesn't need attention to feel alive. He doesn't text to fill space. He lives in a way that fills his own life with purpose. And ironically, that's what draws her back. Not the message you send, but the man you've become by not sending it. So if you're tempted to break the silence just to feel seen, pause. Let her miss you. Let her feel the absence of what she once took for granted. Because in your stillness, she finds the answer she didn't know she was looking for. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of the video. If you found this content valuable or insightful, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who might benefit, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you're always in the loop for more videos like this. Your support truly means a lot and helps me keep creating great content for you. I want to hear from you. If you've got any feedback, thoughts, or even questions about today's topic, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Whether you agree, disagree, or want to discuss something in more depth, this space is for you to express your opinions and connect. I'm always open to hearing what you think and having a meaningful conversation with all of you. So, until next time, keep in mind that wisdom is the key to navigating all aspects of life. Stay focused, stay strong, and remember, you're in control of your own path. Keep making the most of every moment. 10 hidden signs a woman is in love with you but scared to show it. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not something you look for. Love is something you become. Sreate Loretta Young. Often, women don't express their feelings openly. Sometimes the woman who cares for you the most is the one who hides her emotions the deepest. Perhaps she's been hurt in the past. Maybe she's afraid of losing you, or maybe she simply doesn't know where she stands with you. But here's the truth. Even when a woman is in love but hesitant to express it, she leaves behind subtle, yet undeniable clues, small signs that many men overlook. If you've ever found yourself wondering, does she truly care for me, or am I just imagining it? Then this message is for you. In this article, we'll reveal the 10 unmistakable signs that a woman is deeply in love with you, but too afraid to admit it. And just wait until you discover the 7th sign. It's a surefire indicator. Let's dive in and uncover these hidden signals. 1. She gets quiet or awkward during intimate moments. Some of the strongest feelings are the ones that leave a person speechless. When a woman is falling for you but isn't ready to reveal her emotions, there's a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in her behaviour that you must be attuned to, and the first clue lies in how she reacts during those intimate moments. The most intense feelings often leave people speechless and vulnerable, and this is exactly what you may witness when she's faced with a connection that overwhelms her. Imagine this: a moment where the two of you lock eyes a second longer than usual, or when you drop a compliment that makes her heart race. She might feel a playful touch on her arm, and all of a sudden, the air thickens with unspoken words, and that's when she retreats. She gets quiet, maybe laughs nervously, or redirects the conversation to something completely mundane, like work or the weather. Don't take this as disinterest. It's not that she doesn't care. In fact, it's the opposite. The truth is, she's feeling a rush of emotions she doesn't quite know how to process. It's a classic battle of her heart wanting to open up, but her mind, guided by the iron mind of old Stoic wisdom, still hesitates. She's internally wrestling with the feelings she hasn't yet had the courage to share. In these moments, the ancient Stoic principles come into play as she instinctively pulls back, afraid of being vulnerable. Picture a scene. You're sitting next to each other, sharing a laugh, and you tell her she has the most beautiful smile. Instead of leaning into the moment and allowing herself to bask in the warmth of your words, she might look down, fidget with her phone, or suddenly bring up something completely unrelated, like how her day went. This behaviour may leave you scratching your head, but it's actually her heart's defence mechanism kicking in. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that sometimes it's easier to distance ourselves emotionally than to allow ourselves to be exposed. She's protecting her feelings, unsure of what would happen if she let them free. It's a delicate dance of emotions, one where she's trying to balance the desire to be open with the fear of being hurt. When you see this, don't misread it as disinterest. It's simply her mind working hard to protect her heart. Understanding this is key to unraveling the mystery of her emotions, as the old Stoic wisdom encourages us to practice patience and resilience, while recognizing that not every emotion is immediately visible. Keep in mind, the journey of understanding her isn't about rushing into the deep end. It's about recognizing the quiet moments, the hesitation, and the strength she's showing by holding back. Patience is part of the Stoic path. Embrace it. 2. She engages in push-pull behaviour. Love, when held back, isn't just a quiet thing. It's like a storm that stirs up waves of emotions, crashing in only to retreat just as quickly. If a woman is in love with you but too scared to let those feelings fully show, her actions might leave you scratching your head. One moment, she's texting you first, laughing like you've just cracked the funniest joke in the world, letting down her walls and opening up like a book. The next, she's ghosting you, pulling back, becoming distant. All of a sudden, those deep conversations she used to engage in become as dry as a desert, and her responses seem to take forever. It's not just some mind game. It's a classic case of push-pull behaviour, and it's all driven by fear. The old Stoic rules taught us that emotions can either rule us or be governed by us. But here's the thing. When a woman is emotionally torn between desire and caution, the battle often plays out through these unpredictable waves. This push-pull dynamic isn't just some simple hot and cold behaviour. It's a protective mechanism. At her core, she might be scared to let her guard down. Why? Because she's afraid of getting hurt. Imagine the emotional turmoil inside her. Her heart yearns for closeness, but her mind, it whispers warnings. It tells her, don't get too close, don't open up fully, guard yourself. And thus, the emotional seesaw begins. This tug-of-war is not just a game, it's self-preservation at its finest. Let me break it down for you. Picture this. You've spent an evening talking, laughing, and truly connecting. Everything seems perfect, like you're on the same page, right? Then the next day, out of nowhere, she pulls back. She's distant, quiet. She takes forever to reply to texts, or worse, she doesn't reply at all. You can't help but think, what happened? Was it something I said? And here's where the Stoic wisdom can shed light on the situation. In the teachings of the Old Stoic, it's important to recognize that emotional reactions like these are deeply rooted in the fear of vulnerability. The Stoics valued reason over unchecked emotions, yet they also understood that fear is a natural human instinct, something we can't simply turn off. So when she goes quiet after a night of closeness, it's not about you or something you did. It's her mind's way of regaining control. She's emotionally overwhelmed and pulling back in order to create space for herself. In Stoic terms, her heart longs for connection, but her mind is calculating the risk. It's a battle between her longing for intimacy and her desire to protect herself from potential heartache. This is the push-pull in action. But let me be clear, this isn't something you can simply fix by force. The more you try to chase after her when she pulls away, the more you'll intensify the push. It's not about being the persistent guy who sends text after text. It's about patience. Let her regain her equilibrium. You must follow the Stoic principle of accepting what you cannot control and letting go of the outcome. You see, the key here is not in chasing her or making her feel pressured. No, the real secret lies in offering stability. Don't mirror her push-pull behavior. Stay calm, don't overreact. Let her come to you in her own time, once she's regained that emotional balance. In essence, when faced with this kind of behavior, you must embody the old Stoic rule of emotional resilience. Don't let emotions dictate your actions. If you can maintain your composure, she'll notice, and when she's ready, she'll open up again. It's not easy, but it's essential to understand that emotional shifts like these come from a place of fear, not a lack of interest. The more you give her space to navigate her emotions, the more likely she'll feel safe enough to stop pulling away. But remember, this process takes time. Be patient, and above all, remain calm. So next time she pulls back after an intense moment, don't panic. It's not a game. It's simply her heart trying to protect itself while it learns to trust you more. Trust the process, trust the Stoic principles, and most importantly, trust that patience will bring her back when she's ready. If you recognize this push-pull behavior in your relationship, drop a comment right now. I stay calm, I stay strong. Emotional resilience is the true path to trust. 3. She opens up emotionally in small doses. When a woman is in love but afraid to show it, she doesn't always express her emotions through grand declarations or loud confessions. No, true emotional connection often begins with subtle truths, shared quietly and carefully. As Epictetus wisely noted, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is exactly how love unfolds when someone is emotionally vulnerable. They test the waters, revealing pieces of themselves little by little, assessing your response before diving deeper. You'll notice that she doesn't immediately pour out her heart, but she will start opening up in small doses. These aren't random revelations. Every small confession is a calculated emotional risk, a powerful message in disguise. She's telling you, I trust you, without saying a word. You must recognize this for what it is, a sign of affection carefully hidden beneath layers of caution. A woman who loves you but is scared to show it won't let down her guard all at once. She'll offer glimpses of her true feelings, trusting you to understand the unspoken. If you're wise, you'll recognize these moments as precious indicators of her deep affection. He who is brave is free, said Seneca. So when you receive these small emotional disclosures, take them seriously. Don't let your fears or insecurities cloud your judgment. Embrace this as an opportunity to build trust, to prove that you are someone worthy of her vulnerability. Don't dismiss these pieces of her heart. Respect them, honor them. When you do, you create a deeper bond. In the modern world, where many men and women struggle to truly connect, recognizing these subtle cues is a skill few possess. But you must learn to spot these signs, because when a woman opens up, even a little, it is a rare and significant gift. Be patient, be attentive, and above all, be someone who earns her trust. The strength of Stoicism teaches us that patience, in the face of emotional vulnerability, leads to victory. Stoicism wins when we rise above our emotions, and in doing so, we open the door to deeper, more meaningful relationships. 4. She gets nervous around you. There's a certain kind of nervous energy that shows up when feelings run deep, but words fall short. You must understand, when emotions run high, but the courage to speak them doesn't quite catch up, the body becomes her truest voice. She may not say it, but every little nervous gesture screams of affection. This isn't shyness, nor is it disinterest. It's a battleground where the old Stoic wisdom meets raw emotion, where her iron mind wrestles with the vulnerability of her heart. Watch closely, and you'll notice the signs. Her fingers might tap nervously against a surface. Her eyes might dart around as if seeking an escape from the intensity of the moment. She might absent-mindedly twirl her hair, or become unusually clumsy, like her body is betraying her mind's desperate attempt at control. Her voice may crack, or she might forget what she was saying mid-sentence, as if the words escape her at the mere thought of exposing her feelings. This is not because she doesn't know how to behave, rather it's because her heart is racing faster than her mind can process, and the old Stoic principles of emotional restraint have slipped just out of reach. It's important to recognize that these are not the actions of someone who is disinterested in you, but of someone whose feelings are so intense, they're hard to contain. You see, when she blushes at a compliment, when she avoids your gaze and nervously changes the subject, it's not rejection. No, far from it. What you're seeing is the fight between her affection and her fear of being too vulnerable. She's scared, not of you, but of the possibility of exposing too much, too soon. It's as if her heart has already given away the truth, and her mind is still scrambling to keep the guard intact. In these moments, she's showing you exactly how much she cares. The iron mind that the Stoic principles speak of, strong, disciplined, and impenetrable, is being tested by an emotion so powerful it can't be contained. Imagine this. You casually give her a compliment, something simple like, "You look great today," and instead of responding with a smile or a "thank you," she looks down, her cheeks flushing a deep red, and quickly shifts the topic to something entirely unrelated. That awkward moment isn't rejection. It's the exact opposite. It's her fear of being seen too clearly, of letting her guard down in a way that would expose how deeply she feels for you. Her nervousness is her heart trying to stay hidden, her iron mind trying to keep control of the situation, even though everything within her wants to shout out what she feels. It's crucial to understand this subtle dance between the Stoic mindset and the overwhelming power of love. Women like this don't easily show their vulnerability. They've been taught to hold their emotions in check, to control them, to follow the Stoic principles that demand emotional strength. But love, real love, doesn't always follow the rules. It erupts when least expected and challenges even the strongest iron mind. The fear you see in her actions, her nervous tics, the way her words falter, is not a sign of a lack of affection, but rather a sign of the depth of it. It's a vulnerability she's struggling to allow, an emotion she's scared to fully embrace, but one that's undeniably there. So when you see her get nervous around you, don't mistake it for disinterest. It's a signal that her feelings are stronger than she's willing to admit. She's afraid of letting her guard down, afraid of exposing her heart too much too soon. But her nervous energy? It's a clear indicator that she cares deeply, that she's not indifferent. The old Stoic wisdom tells us that the most disciplined minds often harbour the most intense feelings, and her nervousness is simply a reflection of that internal struggle. You, my friend, are the object of her affection, and she's trying desperately to keep it under wraps, all while her heart races in a way she can't control. If you've noticed these signs, You know exactly what they mean. Her nerves aren't a sign of disinterest, but a reflection of how deeply she cares. If you believe love is a powerful force that even the strongest minds can't fully control, drop a comment right now. I am the man who recognizes the power of vulnerability. True strength lies not in control, but in the courage to embrace what's real. 5. She gets jealous, but tries to hide it. Jealousy. The silent, sneaky little monster that creeps into the room without making a sound. It's not always loud and obvious. It doesn't demand your attention like an overbearing guest. But trust me, it's there, lurking just beneath the surface. And when a woman is secretly in love with you but too scared to show it, jealousy has a way of revealing itself in the most subtle and sneaky ways. And here's the kicker. She won't even admit it. Why? Because, as the old Stoic wisdom goes, controlling one's emotions is a mark of strength. The Stoic principles urge us to master our internal world, to maintain composure despite the storms brewing around us. But even Stoics, with all their wisdom, can't completely erase the pulse of jealousy when love is involved. The Stoic rules suggest we should act rationally, but when it comes to matters of the heart, the rational often takes a back seat to the emotional. A woman who is in love but doesn't feel safe showing it will disguise her jealousy as something else. She might remain quiet when you mention another woman, perhaps a co-worker or an ex. Her calm exterior won't give her away, but you'll feel it. It's not anger. It's not hatred. It's something far more complex. It's the discomfort of longing mixed with fear, restrained by her own Stoic discipline. But underneath, that jealousy is boiling. You might notice her energy shift. Suddenly, she's distant, her words fewer, her gaze wandering off to a faraway place. It's not that she doesn't care. It's that she cares too much. She's holding back her feelings because she's afraid of being vulnerable. As the Stoic teachings suggest, vulnerability in love can sometimes feel like a weakness, something to be avoided at all costs. Yet that very vulnerability is what makes her love so powerful. It's fascinating, isn't it? That tension between the desire to be emotionally open and the fear of rejection. According to a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, people who suppress their romantic feelings often experience emotional discomfort when they perceive romantic competition. And no, it's not about being possessive. It's a deep, internal struggle between wanting to claim what she wants and holding back in fear of rejection. The Stoic view would advise her to focus on what she can control, her own behaviour, her emotions. But those natural human impulses are not always so easily subdued. So don't expect her to confront you about her jealousy. She won't throw a tantrum or shout accusations. Instead, she'll subtly withdraw. Her face might go blank for a moment, or she'll start picking at something on the table. Her voice might lose its warmth, as if the spark has dimmed just a little. It's a small, quiet shift in her behaviour. She won't say she's bothered, but you'll feel the change in the air. The truth is, this is a woman who's mastered the art of restraint, just like the Stoics teach. She knows that to give in to jealousy could make her vulnerable. And yet, in her heart, she can't help but feel it. But you must understand this. Her silence is not indifference. It's her attempt to control something she can't fully control, her feelings for you. She is desperately trying to keep them in check, but they are there, bubbling beneath the surface. What can you do about it? First, acknowledge her silence. Don't push her to express jealousy. That would be a violation of the very Stoic principles she's trying so hard to follow. Instead, offer her a sense of reassurance. Reassure her that her place in your life is secure, that your heart is open and true. But do this with respect for her space. Let her express herself at her own pace. The Old Stoic wisdom reminds us that patience, restraint, and understanding are key in navigating the delicate complexities of relationships. If you can feel the unspoken tension, and you understand the quiet power of restraint, then drop this in the comments right now. I master my emotions, and so does she. Like this video, subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remember, true strength lies in control, not conquest. 6. She initiates contact but hesitates to go deeper. When a woman loves you but is too scared to openly show it, her actions speak volumes. She may initiate contact, texting first, checking in, sending you funny videos, yet hesitate to dive into deeper emotional waters. This seemingly casual outreach is her quiet confession, an indirect way of staying connected without laying her heart bare. It's a delicate balance of longing for intimacy but holding back, fearful of exposing her vulnerability. The truth is, beneath every playful text and every surface-level conversation, she harbours a powerful desire for closeness. But the fear of being hurt, of revealing too much, keeps her at arm's length. She avoids serious, emotional conversations, steering clear of anything that could expose her true feelings. The lesson here? Recognize this pattern. It's her way of showing affection while guarding herself. You must understand that her hesitation isn't a rejection. It's a shield formed by past wounds or an inherent fear of being too open. Take charge of this situation, just as the Stoics like Epictetus would suggest, by offering reassurance without force, by showing your own strength and confidence. You have to lead, to be the steady hand that guides her through the emotional complexity, without overwhelming her. She needs to feel safe, to trust that you won't expose her heart to harm. Don't force her into vulnerability, but instead, create an environment where she can slowly and securely let it slip out. Remember, as Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Apply this Stoic wisdom. When you're not needy, when you're not desperate for her love, it will empower her to be open in her own time. You must maintain your Stoic composure, understand the subtle signs she's giving, and be patient. This patience isn't about waiting passively, it's about leading with power, confidence, and wisdom. By mastering your own emotional strength, you provide the stability she needs to confront her own fears and eventually embrace the love she's too afraid to express. Be the rock she can lean on. In the end, Stoicism teaches us that strength, confidence, and understanding win. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Apply this and watch how she starts to move closer. In love, as in life, Stoicism wins when you lead with certainty, patience, and strength. 7. She remembers the little details. When a woman is emotionally invested in you, but hesitant to show it, it's like she's got an iron mind, a wall built with Stoic principles, and yet beneath that calm exterior, there's a river of emotions waiting to burst free. Don't mistake her silence for indifference. The truth is, she's watching every little thing you say and do. It's not just that she notices the obvious stuff. It's the tiniest, most fleeting details that seem to slip by unnoticed by everyone else that she keeps in her memory. That random remark about your favourite colour, the offhand mention of a childhood memory, or a small detail about your family, these are the things that stick with her. Don't doubt it. She remembers every bit of it. It's the way the old Stoic wisdom guides her actions, teaching her to keep her emotions in check, to act with restraint, and yet still harbour that deep, undying affection. So when she mentions that colour or recalls a memory you mentioned in passing, understand this. It's not just idle conversation. She's showing that her mind is working overtime, compiling the smallest details, because deep down, she cares. The subtlety here is key. She's not doing this to flaunt her affection. Instead, she's quietly tucking her emotions away, unwilling to let them show too directly. She may not express her feelings openly, but the fact that she remembers these details is the clearest sign of her emotional investment. It's her way of keeping the emotions close, yet protected, as she stays grounded in the Stoic principles of control and emotional discipline. Don't misunderstand this reserved behaviour. It's a demonstration of depth, a reserved love. If she's holding back, remember this. The ability to recall these small moments with precision is a sign of how profoundly she cares. You must trust this. You have to understand it. It's not just about what she says, but how much she remembers. This is her way of telling you she's invested, in ways her words can't express. You have to see this for what it is, a woman's quiet way of telling you that you matter, even if she's not willing to shout it from the rooftops. 8. She supports you in subtle ways. Listen up, fellas. If a woman is truly in love with you but too afraid to show it, she's going to show her affection in ways that may fly under your radar. You need to pay attention. A lot of these signs will be quiet, like a whisper in the middle of a crowded room, but you can be sure it's there. She's not going to make a grand display or shout from the rooftops. Nope. That would go against the very principles of subtlety she's trying to uphold. This is where Stoic principles come into play, the ancient wisdom that teaches us to manage our emotions and keep our vulnerabilities in check. Much like the old Stoics, she's going to play her cards close to the chest. You may not notice it at first, but over time you'll see her little acts of kindness that go beyond what you'd expect from a simple friend. Maybe she brings you your favourite coffee when you've had a rough day at work, or she picks up your dry cleaning without asking. These small gestures, these friendly acts, are actually the manifestation of deeper feelings. You see, she's doing this not to impress you or make you feel indebted, but because she cares. She wants to support you emotionally, but she's terrified that if she shows too much, she might be rejected or hurt. And this is where you have to pay attention to her energy. It's not about the obvious signs that everyone talks about. It's not about her saying, "I love you," every 5 minutes. She's learning to play by the Stoic rules. She's keeping things measured, keeping things controlled, out of fear of being vulnerable. In fact, she's taking the old Stoic wisdom to heart. Control your emotions. Don't let them control you. She's scared of showing too much because she doesn't want to be seen as weak, and she sure as hell doesn't want to risk being rejected. But here's the thing. Don't mistake her quiet support for mere politeness or kindness. This isn't just being nice. If she's consistently there for you, even when the rest of the world is too busy to notice, take a step back and ask yourself why. Ask yourself if her quiet gestures might be a form of love in disguise. You need to recognize these subtle cues, even if she's too afraid to voice it out loud. In her own way, she's saying, "I'm here for you." Now, you might be thinking, but if she really loved me, why doesn't she just say it? Good question, but remember, the old Stoic would never put their emotions on display for the world to see. She's doing what the Stoic philosophers have been preaching for centuries. She's keeping her emotions in check, masking her feelings, and weighing the risk of vulnerability. It's almost as if she is showing you the most Stoic version of love. She's there for you, but she's not laying it all out on the table. It's a delicate balance of showing care while guarding her heart. She's testing the waters, trying to figure out if you're the one who will value her love, or if you'll turn it into something painful. So don't ignore the little things. Don't dismiss the just being nice moments as insignificant. Understand the depth behind those actions. They are a sign that she's carefully placing her affection in a place where it won't be trampled. She's being cautious, yes, but also incredibly brave in her own quiet way. And here's the kicker. She's hoping that you'll notice, that you'll see through her subtlety and recognize the deep care she has for you. The old Stoic would have told you that true strength lies in self-control and in how you react to emotions, not in letting them drive you. In this situation, her strength is in her restraint. But don't be fooled. If you play your cards right, if you open your eyes to her quiet support, you might just discover that beneath the surface, she's in love with you, just too afraid to say it out loud. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 9. She tries to impress you without trying too hard. In life, there are few things more profound than understanding the hidden emotions that govern human relationships. When it comes to women, understanding the subtle signs they give can make all the difference. She tries to impress you without trying too hard. Do not mistake her efforts as mere coincidence. When a woman likes you but is hesitant to show it, you'll notice how she puts extra care into her appearance, her actions, even her words when she knows you'll be around. It could be as simple as choosing a carefully selected outfit, perfecting a skill to impress you, or going the extra mile to assist you without expecting anything in return. These are not desperate attempts to gain your attention, but calculated gestures. She wants you to notice her, to value her, but she is also cautious, aware of how easy it is to be perceived as forward. This is not about acting out of desperation, far from it. It's about carefully balancing her desire to be seen with her fear of rejection. True wisdom is knowing how little we know, said Epictetus, and the wisdom here lies in understanding this delicate balance. She's trying to show you something deeper without saying it outright. She wants you to see the potential of something greater, yet fears the vulnerability that comes with putting it all on the line. Modern life is filled with distractions, and we often mistake effort for something shallow. But in the realm of relationships, especially love, these subtle signals speak volumes. You must learn to read between the lines, to observe with an open mind and a sharp eye. Epictetus once stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So, observe her actions. React with patience, wisdom, and confidence. The fact that she is trying to impress you without being too obvious shows that she values your perception. She's testing the waters, seeing if you will recognize the depth of her feelings without pushing her too far. If you are wise, if you adopt the Stoic mindset of embracing patience and control, you will understand this dance she's doing and respect it. Don't rush her. Don't demand an answer. The answer is in the small things, in her gestures, in her care, in how she ensures you notice her without overwhelming you. This is a delicate balance between fear and affection, and the key is to understand it before it fades away. Be steadfast, steady, and wise, like the Stoics before us. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In love, wealth comes not from rushing the relationship or forcing a commitment, but from respecting the hidden depth of feelings that lie beneath the surface. The woman who is trying to impress you in this way is not just looking for attention. She is offering a glimpse into her soul, one that is both vulnerable and powerful. You must seize the opportunity, but only when you've proven yourself worthy. It's all about control, wisdom, and timing. That's how you win the heart of a woman who is scared to show her love. Embrace stoicism. Let her see that you are a man who understands, who values subtlety, and who holds his power. 10. She acts protective of you. When a woman is in love with you but hesitant to show it, you might notice that she behaves in a way that's a little more protective than you'd expect. Don't be fooled by her subtlety. It's one of the clearest signs she's feeling something deeper. Think about it. Have you ever had a conversation where she's defending you even when the situation isn't really that serious? It's almost as if she's stepping up, protecting your honor, and sticking up for you without even being asked. Or, when you're feeling down, you might find her checking in on you. Whether you're sick, stressed, or dealing with something tough, she makes sure you're okay in the quietest of ways, almost like a guardian angel watching from the sidelines. That's her way of saying, "I care," without coming out and saying it directly. It's not so much about grand gestures, rather, it's the little things that demonstrate how much she truly values your well-being. This is not just a friendly move, it's affection wrapped in stoic silence. She's holding back because she's scared to reveal too much. But underneath it all, there's an iron mind of caring waiting to burst out. Her protective nature is one of those quiet, yet powerful signals that follow the old Stoic principles. Stoics often say that the mind must remain calm, composed, and self-sufficient, but there's a lesson in love that ties into this. A woman who's in love yet hesitant knows that her actions might speak louder than words, and she's using the old Stoic wisdom to express her feelings indirectly. So don't just shrug off her concern as just being a good friend, or her defensiveness as overprotectiveness. These are signs of an iron mind at work, an iron mind that's learning how to keep its emotions in check, while still showing affection in subtle yet meaningful ways. It's a fine balance of courage and hesitation, one that most people don't even realize they're managing. You have to understand that it's this very fear of vulnerability that keeps her in check, the same stoic mind that's guiding her to maintain her composure while still protecting you. It's important to recognize these moments. Don't wait for her to say it outright. Pay attention to the Stoic actions that reveal her true feelings, even when she's holding them back. In this subtle dance of love, where vulnerability meets stoicism, you must recognize the signs of care that might not scream, "I love you" from the rooftops. Look for the protection, the attention, and the quiet gestures. Those are the moments when the Stoic wisdom shines through, the times when love is expressed, not through words, but through actions that are simple, clear, and powerful. So, next time she defends you or checks in after a tough day, don't overlook it. The old Stoic wisdom is working in the background, and it's telling you everything you need to know about her feelings. Recognize it, and don't let it slip by unnoticed. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you found these 10 hidden signs a woman might be in love with you, but just too scared to show it. Helpful and insightful. If you learned something new today, or found the content valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more videos like this. I always love hearing from you, so if you have any thoughts, feedback, or if you want to share your own experiences or questions about this topic, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Let's keep the conversation going. Your opinions matter, and I truly enjoy reading and responding to what you all have to say. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care, stay grounded, and remember, understanding these little signs can help you build stronger, more meaningful connections with the people around you. See you in the next one. Five things women do only for the men they truly love. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about grand gestures, but the small, everyday acts that prove a deep and lasting connection. Women often don't need to say the words to show their love. It's in the subtle gestures and actions that speak volumes. Love isn't about showy, over-the-top displays. It's in the quiet, consistent moments that reveal the depth of their affection. The real signs of love can be so discreet. They might go unnoticed unless you're truly attuned to them. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 things women do for the men they truly care about. Things that might surprise you if you're paying close attention. Stay tuned for some revelations that might change how you view love. Number 1. She makes an extra effort to look good for you. When a woman truly loves you, you'll start to notice the subtle changes she makes when she knows she's about to see you. It's in the little things. An extra 10 minutes spent perfecting her hair, a choice of outfit that she knows will catch your eye, or a spritz of perfume she wears because she remembers how much you love the scent. This isn't vanity, nor is it an attempt to win approval from the world around her. No, it's because you matter to her. You must understand, she's not trying to impress the masses or even compete with anyone else. She's focused entirely on you and the way she wants to make you feel. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that love doesn't always scream from the mountaintops. Sometimes it whispers in the quiet moments and the little gestures. When a woman takes the time to dress for you, it's not just about the external appearance. It's about sending a clear message without uttering a word. I care enough to put in the effort for you. Think about it. How many times has she worn that dress you've complimented her on? How often does she choose her look based on what you've said you like? It's the details she remembers, the ones that are easy to overlook. And that's where the beauty lies. In these moments, she's not seeking admiration from strangers, she's speaking directly to you. She's showing you that you're worthy of her best efforts and that she cherishes your presence in her life. She may not say it directly, but this quiet action carries immense weight. It's a reflection of her love, rooted in the deep understanding of what matters most to you. The Stoic principles suggest that love should be steady and unwavering, like the iron mind of a Stoic. When she makes an extra effort to look good for you, it's not just about impressing you, it's a way of demonstrating her dedication. She knows the effect her appearance can have on you, but more importantly, she recognizes that this effort, however small, will bring you happiness. This is the love of a woman who understands the power of thoughtfulness, the kind of affection that doesn't need constant validation or recognition. She does it because she cares, not for herself, but for you. True love, like the teachings of the Stoics, is often found in the smallest actions, the ones that seem inconsequential on the surface but carry deep meaning beneath. You must not take these gestures lightly. This is a woman who is practicing her own version of Stoic wisdom in her relationship with you. She's not chasing approval or external validation. She's crafting a love that is meaningful, focused, and intentional. There's an old saying that love isn't about grand gestures, but about the quiet things you do for each other every day. And that's precisely what she's doing when she takes that extra time to look good for you. It's a daily, quiet reminder that you are her priority, and her affection for you is steadfast. In these moments, she's showing you the depth of her commitment without needing anything in return. The love she gives you is like the strength of the iron mind, unyielding, pure, and constant. Recognize this effort for what it is. It's her way of saying, "You are special to me," and she's doing so with the wisdom and calm of the Stoic, who understands that true love is built not on fleeting moments, but on consistent, meaningful acts of devotion. You must realize, this love isn't just about the physical appearance. It's a representation of something far deeper. It's a quiet commitment to showing up for you, to being the woman who constantly seeks to bring you joy in the simplest ways. When she dresses for you, it's her way of aligning with the Stoic principles that emphasize clarity, focus, and the importance of small, intentional actions. Don't let these moments pass unnoticed. She's telling you in her own quiet way, without grand speeches or dramatic declarations, that she loves you with everything she has. The effort she puts into looking her best for you is the manifestation of her devotion, an act of love that mirrors the strength, grace, and stoic calm of an iron mind. It's a simple gesture that speaks volumes. So the next time you see her take a little longer to get ready, remember that this is her way of showing you just how much she values you. And, like all acts of love, it's timeless, steadfast, and built on the foundation of old Stoic wisdom. Number 2. She prioritizes you without being asked. This is where you truly understand the depth of her feelings. You'll know it's real when she consistently makes time for you, even during the busiest of days. It's not about her checking off a box on her to-do list. It's about her choosing to prioritize you without needing any prompting. She doesn't wait for you to ask or remind her. It's a natural, effortless act that reveals her love. In a world full of distractions and never-ending obligations, her commitment to you shines through like a beacon of genuine affection. Whether it's a quick text response when you need it most, showing up to support you during a crucial moment, or choosing to spend time with you instead of other tempting options, these aren't obligations for her. They're choices she makes, and she makes them because she wants to, not because she feels forced to. That's the beauty of real love. It's not about the grand gestures, the dramatic promises, or the perfect performances. It's in the quiet, subtle, and consistent ways that she shows up for you. Love, in her eyes, is not a transaction. It's a shared journey, a partnership that only grows stronger with time. Don't ignore this, my friend. You must recognize it for what it truly is, a rare and beautiful thing. The old Stoic wisdom tells us that to love someone is to place their needs and well-being alongside your own. In this case, her actions align perfectly with these Stoic rules. She's not trying to prove a point. She's not looking for recognition. Her love is deep, steady, and clear, just as the paths of wisdom would prescribe: selflessness, consistency, and quiet strength. When a woman loves a man, she doesn't simply choose him when it's convenient. He becomes a constant in her life, woven into her every decision. Her love isn't about making big, loud declarations or waiting for the perfect moment. It's a small but powerful act, putting you first without being asked, time and time again. And when she does this, you don't need to ask her why. She'll show you, day after day, in the simplest of ways. Here's the key. You must appreciate it. Recognize that when she prioritizes you, it's a testament to her commitment and love. So many men fail to see this, taking for granted the the quiet sacrifices and moments of love that are so freely given. But you can't be one of them. When she prioritizes you, your role is to reciprocate, not by making promises, but by living up to her expectations with the same steadiness and dedication. Take this lesson from the Old Stoic teachings. Love is about action, not words. It's easy to say, "I love you," but how often do we demonstrate it? How often do we prioritize our partners without being asked? The true test of love lies in our actions, in how we show up for each other without waiting for a cue. Remember, when a woman truly loves you, you are not just an afterthought. You are her priority. Don't take this lightly. Be the man she deserves by showing up for her in the same quiet, unassuming way she shows up for you. In love, as in the paths of wisdom, consistency and presence matter more than anything else. In short, don't wait for her to ask. You must be present. You must show up. And when you do, you'll find that love deepens in ways you never thought possible. So take heed. True love isn't about grand gestures. It's about the steady, quiet prioritization that proves it's real. If you believe true love is shown through quiet, consistent actions, drop a comment right now. I am the one who prioritizes without being asked. And remember, love is in the small, steady acts that speak louder than words. Number 3. She shares her quirks or vulnerabilities. When a woman truly loves a man, she will do things that go beyond the surface. One of the most powerful signals of her affection is the moment she lets her guard down. She shares her quirks, her vulnerabilities, her true self. Not everyone gets this side of her. Think about it. When she opens up about her goofy side, admits a strange habit, or reveals something that makes her feel insecure, that is a rare gift. It's a sign of trust, a declaration of vulnerability that goes far beyond superficial appearances. She's showing you that she doesn't need to impress you. She's not trying to maintain some illusion of perfection. This is the real her, the unpolished, the messy, the beautiful chaos that makes her who she is. This is how love works. Love means putting down the walls, showing you the parts of her that even she might be afraid to confront. You must recognize that trust is a powerful force. It's not given lightly. When she lets you in, she's saying, "I trust you with the deepest parts of me." This is a gift, a responsibility, and an invitation to rise to the occasion. You must not take this trust for granted. Embrace it. Protect it. In a world where the superficial often prevails, these moments of rawness are sacred. Remember Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, who said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." In love, that means disregarding the need for control over appearances and instead embracing what is real and uncontrollable. If you truly want to win in life, in love, you must learn to honor these moments of openness. Stoicism teaches that by focusing on what is within our control, we master our emotions, our reactions, and ultimately our relationships. Let her in. Show her she's safe. That's how you win. That's how you build a love that is unshakable. That's how you demonstrate true strength in a relationship, by being worthy of the trust she places in you. In this chaotic world, her ability to be vulnerable with you is one of the greatest treasures you can have. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it for granted. If you do, you will lose the very thing that makes love worth fighting for. Remember, stoicismwin. Show her she can trust you, and you will both grow stronger, more resilient, and more connected than ever before. Number 4. She supports you through tough times. Let me put this in perspective. There's a kind of love that only the truly committed can show, and it's the love a woman gives when she stays by your side. Not when everything is perfect, but when the world feels like it's falling apart. That's when you truly see the difference between someone who's there for the good times and someone who's there for the hard times. She isn't just by your side when things are easy, when the sun is shining, and laughter is the soundtrack to your days. No, this love shows up when things aren't going your way, when you're not the man you wish to be, or when you feel like the weight of the world is bearing down on you. She'll stand by you in silence when you're overwhelmed, listen when your frustrations are spilling over, and never judge you when you show vulnerability. But even more than that, when you lose sight of your own worth, She's there to remind you of who you truly are. You may feel defeated, lost in the storm of your own mind, but her love becomes a lifeline, a reminder that you are stronger than you think, that you are not alone in your struggles. And here's the thing, she doesn't do it out of obligation. She's not staying because she has to, or because it's the right thing to do. She's doing it because her love for you runs deeper than that. It's a love that isn't afraid to stand strong when things are fragile, to endure when everything around you seems to be crumbling. Her presence is not a fleeting thing. It's constant, steady and real. When you're spiraling, when your mind begins to crack under pressure, she's the steady hand, the calm amidst the storm, grounding you back to reality. This kind of support is rare. Real, unconditional support doesn't come easily, and it isn't something that's automatically given by everyone. Many will stand by you when it's convenient, but few will remain when the going gets tough. And that's where you must pay attention. This support, this love, becomes your anchor. It's like the principles of Stoicism, which teach us to remain unshaken by external circumstances, to cultivate an iron mind that stands firm in the face of adversity. This is what she embodies, and it's in these moments that her love shines brightest, becoming your strength when you think you have none left. You must understand this. Her support is not just emotional, it's a source of power, a force that helps you tap into your own strength. The Old Stoic wisdom tells us that true resilience is tested not in times of ease, but in moments of hardship. And this is exactly what she offers you. She becomes your own Stoic principle, a living embodiment of love that endures, just like the iron mind that Stoicism teaches. Her love doesn't retreat in fear, it stays, it supports, it holds you up. When you're at your lowest, this is the moment when you see the true power of her love. You must recognize this for what it is. This kind of love is precious, rare, and real. Never take it for granted. Be grateful for it, honor it, and know that this kind of support is a testament to the strength of both your relationship and the Stoic principles that can guide both your lives. When life knocks you down, it's this kind of loyalty that will help you rise again, stronger and more determined. If you believe true love stands tall in adversity, drop a comment right now. I am the man who rises with love. Like this video, subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remember, real strength is found in unwavering support. Number 5. She prays or wishes the best for you constantly. Let's face it, there's something remarkably powerful about the way she thinks of you, even when you're not around. She might not always speak it aloud, but whether she prays for you, sends positive thoughts your way, or simply holds you in her heart with a quiet hope, you are always on her mind. That's not something you just stumble upon. It's a love born of deep affection, the kind that persists even in the silence. But let's break this down in a way that resonates deeply, especially for you men who might be seeking clarity in the chaos of life. It's not just about her wishing you a good day. It's far deeper. Her wish for you is something much more profound. She desires your safety, your happiness, your inner peace. That's the true essence of love in action. Her devotion is a quiet force, like a soft prayer whispered into the universe every time she thinks of you. You see, this isn't just about casual concern or some passing fancy. This is the stuff of love that stands the test of time. She carries those hopes for you the same way you carry the wisdom of old Stoic rules, quietly, consistently, but with unwavering conviction. It's not about grand gestures. It's in the subtle, unspoken care she sends your way every single day. Now, contrast that with the average relationship, where concerns are voiced only when something is wrong. But this love, it doesn't wait for the storm. It's constant, gentle, and quietly fierce in its dedication to your well-being. She doesn't need to announce it to the world. Her love shines through in her silent prayers for you. Be aware, this kind of love isn't something you earn overnight. It's a privilege, a rare gift indeed. Think about it. When was the last time you sat down and truly reflected on the depth of someone else's care for you? That's the kind of love we're talking about. That is the path of wisdom the Stoics spoke of, recognizing the subtleties of life, understanding the depth of a person's character, and acknowledging the quiet, powerful love that is sometimes too gentle to speak. To her, wishing you well is not just a passing thought. It's a commitment, a part of who she is. She does it because she loves you deeply, and this love is rooted in something ancient, something stoic in its steadiness. You must understand, this isn't just about her offering a prayer in your name. It's about how she views your relationship as a constant, ongoing journey, a journey where both of you are cared for, even when the world outside may seem indifferent. That's what makes this type of love so incredibly unique. Even if she never speaks it aloud, her prayers are there. Don't miss this. Don't take it for granted. That quiet, invisible bond she forms with you through her constant wishes for your well-being. That's the kind of love only a woman who truly loves you will give. It's a love that requires no applause. It's simple, profound, and unwavering. Remember the old Stoic wisdom. Love, like life, isn't always loud or dramatic. The strongest forces often move quietly in the background, not seeking attention, but providing an unshakable foundation. So the next time you wonder if she's thinking of you, know that she's likely sending her best wishes to the universe for your safety, happiness, and peace. You are constantly on her mind, and that, my friend, is a gift you should never underestimate. That is the power of true love, one built on respect, care, and the quiet, constant thoughts she holds for you. And if you're wise enough to recognize it, you will walk the path of wisdom, appreciating the depth of her love and the strength it gives you both. Number 6. She accepts your flaws and loves you through them. In the vast ocean of human relationships, one thing remains crystal clear. When a woman truly loves you, she accepts you as you are, flaws and all. She doesn't waste her energy trying to mold you into someone you're not, and she doesn't see your imperfections as barriers to her affection. Instead, she embraces them. The beauty of her love lies in its acceptance of your human nature. And let's be honest here, you're not perfect. But guess what? Neither is she. That's where the strength of Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoic principles of acceptance and personal growth shine through in the way she stands beside you, unshaken, even when you stumble or fall short. Her love is not conditional. It's not about meeting some arbitrary standard of perfection. No, that's not what true love is. True love, as rooted in Stoic principles, is about showing up, being present, and embracing each other with the understanding that neither of you is flawless. Your flaws, the things you may want to hide or fix, don't scare her away. They draw her closer. In fact, she'll love you even more through them. She's not here to judge you when you make mistakes. Rather, she's here to help you grow. That's what makes her love so unique. She doesn't just tolerate your missteps, she supports you in overcoming them. Her presence is a constant reminder that while your missteps may be a part of who you are, they don't define you. You mustn't let them define you either. You see, her love is an unwavering force, akin to the iron mind, the foundation of a Stoic's resilience. It gives you the courage to face your vulnerabilities head-on and thrive. This kind of love allows you to be authentic. She gives you the freedom to show up as your true self, without fear of rejection. You can shed the armor you've built to protect yourself, knowing she will love you as you are, unconditionally. In her love, you find the confidence to grow, to learn, and to rise above your flaws. And in doing so, you come to realize that your flaws, rather than hindering your growth, are part of what makes you whole. So don't let your imperfections weigh you down. You must embrace them, for they are part of what makes you unique. And if a woman truly loves you, she will remind you of this every single day. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Number 7. She celebrates your victories, big or small, with genuine joy. Don't mistake a woman's celebration of your victories for mere politeness or an obligatory gesture. A woman who truly loves you isn't just a cheerleader for the big moments in life, Like landing a huge promotion or achieving a lifelong dream? No, she takes pride in every little win you experience, no matter how small it may seem to others. Whether it's making a tough decision that others might overlook, signing a new client, or simply conquering the everyday hurdles that come with being a man of ambition, she's there, cheering for you, genuinely thrilled for your success. And this is where the old Stoic wisdom truly applies. He who is able to find joy in the small victories is rich in spirit. Love isn't just about standing by each other during moments of crisis. It's about celebrating the quiet, often unseen victories, the little things that, when added together, build a life worth living. She doesn't wait for you to achieve something monumental to recognize your worth. She sees your daily grind, the effort, and the intention you put into making progress. That's where the power of the Stoic rules shines. The old Stoic belief that the journey itself is as important as the destination aligns perfectly with how she views your efforts. You must understand that this celebration isn't about her trying to build you up for her own benefit. It's genuine. You'll know it because it's not wrapped in any form of self-interest. She's not applauding you out of duty. She's doing it because she sees the work behind the outcome. That shared joy becomes a silent promise. We're in this together. Her joy over your successes is not an isolated moment. It's a part of the deeper connection you share. It signifies mutual respect, understanding, and admiration. You're not just partners in life's struggles, but in its victories as well. Every win, every forward step you make is a quiet confirmation of the bond you both share. Be aware, however, that such recognition isn't just for the easy wins. It's about those moments when you're pushing through adversity, facing difficult choices, and questioning your own abilities. She sees those moments too, and while she may not always express it loudly, her support is unwavering. The old Stoic paths of wisdom teach that we must seek virtue in the pursuit of our goals, not just in the triumphs themselves. It's the quiet, unseen effort that matters most. She recognizes that effort and she honors it because she knows the road to success is paved with countless smaller steps. Don't take this for granted. This act of celebration, while seemingly small, is powerful. It means she's in tune with you, your highs and lows, your struggles and achievements. And that's a rare thing. Many will stand by you when things get tough, but few will stand by you and genuinely celebrate your daily victories. This is the essence of true love, built on respect, admiration, and the shared understanding of what it takes to succeed. And let's not forget, this is how love grows. It's through these small celebrations that the bond between you strengthens. In the same way the old Stoic philosophers would teach you to value incremental progress in your character, your partner values the gradual improvement she sees in you as a man. This, in turn, deepens the emotional connection. Every success you share becomes another layer of foundation in the relationship, reinforcing your commitment to each other and the shared journey you're on. Remember, don't wait for the big moments to feel loved. The true essence of love is in the recognition of the little things, those moments when no one else is looking. The old Stoic wisdom reminds us that true strength lies in appreciating the simple joys, the small victories, and the quiet progress that shape us into who we are. Be grateful for her constant celebration of your successes, big and small. She's not just applauding your achievements, she's honoring you for who you are, and that's the love every man should strive to receive. Number 8. She holds space for your emotions, even when they're hard to express. A woman who truly loves you does not demand that you always be the strong, unshakable figure society expects. She understands that, like her, you have moments of doubt, sadness, frustration, and vulnerability. The real strength lies not in silencing these emotions, but in creating a safe haven for them. She gives you the space to feel without judgment, without trying to fix you or offer quick solutions. She listens, truly listens, and lets you process your emotions in your own time. This is not passive behavior. It is a powerful act of empathy and unconditional support that allows you to be real and open without fear of rejection. True love is not about perfection, it's about acceptance, as Epictetus wisely reminds us. And this love is not just about being strong, it's about being whole, emotional, and honest. Modern life can push us to always be on guard, to never show cracks in the armor, but you must understand. There is tremendous power in allowing yourself to feel. The woman who loves you gives you the space to be human. This isn't a weakness, it's a bond of mutual trust and respect. You don't need to bottle everything up. Instead, embrace the emotional freedom that this kind of love offers. Learn to be vulnerable. Let her hold the space for your pain and frustration. Understand that her love is a gift, a quiet yet profound strength that says your emotions matter. Don't confuse this with the superficial affection of fleeting attraction. This is deep, abiding love rooted in mutual understanding and acceptance. Life won't always be easy. Stoicism teaches us to endure, but it also reminds us to be human. By letting her in during your toughest moments, you win. You win by accepting that true strength lies not just in enduring, but in sharing, in processing, and in growing together. That is the kind of partnership that creates unshakable connections. And when you allow her to stand with you, to hear you, and to hold space for your emotions, that's when you truly begin to win, not just in love, but in life. Let this be your mantra. Stoicism win is not just about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them together. So don't hide your feelings. Let her in. Trust the power of that love. It's a victory in its own right. If you've made it this far, you're realizing that true strength isn't in hiding your emotions, but in embracing them and sharing them with someone who truly loves you. The woman who loves you gives you the gift of space to feel, to process, and to grow together. Please comment below with, "True strength lies in vulnerability." Let's build a community that understands the power of real love and emotional freedom. Number 9. She cultivates a shared vision of the future with you. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't just see you as part of her present, she envisions you as an integral part of her future. It's more than fleeting moments or temporary pleasure. No, this is deeper. This is about creating a lasting bond. She works alongside you, with purpose, to shape a life that goes beyond today's desires. It's not about control. It's about a shared commitment to the future. She's not just imagining how things could be, she's planning for it, actively aligning your dreams, your values, and your goals. The relationship isn't about an isolated moment in time. It's about creating something that endures. Picture a future where you both grow together, whether that's building a family, exploring new adventures, or simply supporting one another in your individual pursuits. That's what true love looks like. It's a future-driven love. This isn't fantasy. It's grounded in Old Stoic wisdom. Love with a vision is like having an iron mind that sees past the current challenges and obstacles. It's driven by Stoic principles, ones that advocate for patience, hard work, and resilience in building something that lasts. She doesn't just dream, she invests in your shared future, giving time, energy, and effort into creating a foundation that will withstand the years ahead. You must understand, this vision is more than a fleeting thought. It's a deep commitment to a future where your love is woven into every aspect of your journey. That's why when she loves you, she's not just thinking about now, she's thinking about forever. This vision of the future is your blueprint, it's your direction, it's the promise of growth together no matter what life throws at you. Be wise, recognize that this shared vision is a reflection of the strength and depth of her love, built on principles of unwavering commitment and mutual respect. It's not just about what you're doing now, it's about what you're building together for tomorrow. Number 10. She shows you how deeply she believes in you, even when you doubt yourself. There's a profound power in a woman's belief in you, especially when you're struggling to believe in yourself. This isn't just about a kind word here or there. It's the deep, unwavering trust she places in you, even when you're overwhelmed with self-doubt, fear of failure, or feeling like the world is conspiring against you. She sees the greatness in you when you can't see it in yourself. This is a rare gift, one that can shift your entire perspective. Imagine you're caught in a storm, battered by the winds of insecurity and self-criticism. Most people would just wait for the storm to pass, but not her. She stands there, a steady, constant presence, reminding you that you have the strength to endure. She doesn't just offer empty words of encouragement. Her belief in you is tangible, real, and it drives you forward when your own internal voice is telling you to quit. This act is more than just emotional support. It's a reflection of something deeper. She's showing you that she recognizes your potential even when you're clouded by doubt. The old Stoic rules emphasize that our inner strength isn't always something we see in ourselves. Stoic wisdom teaches us that our true power often lies beneath the surface, buried under layers of uncertainty. Her belief in you is the reminder that, despite what you think about your limitations, there's always more to you than meets the eye. She becomes your mirror, a mirror that reflects your strength, your potential, and your purpose. Just as the Stoics believed in cultivating inner wisdom and strength through self-reflection and discipline, her belief in you is that external reflection that allows you to see your own worth, even when your vision is clouded. This isn't just about her telling you that you're capable. It's about her actions proving it every day. Whether she's supporting your career choices, pushing you to pursue that dream you've been hesitant to chase, or simply lifting you up when you're feeling low, her belief in you is an active force. It's not passive, it's consistent, it's unshakable, and it's based on the knowledge that you are more than your current struggles. Don't mistake her belief for something small or fleeting. This belief isn't based on surface-level affection or a passing mood. It's rooted in deep trust and respect for who you are at your core. She sees the man you can become, not just the man you are right now. This is a gift many men overlook, the power of a woman who believes in you at your weakest. It's not about fixing you or giving you false hope. She's not here to coddle you. She's here to give you the strength to stand tall when you feel like crumbling. This is love in action, grounded in the old Stoic wisdom that tells us we are capable of far more than we think. The paths of wisdom are not easy, but they are often where we discover the deepest truths about ourselves. It's in the hardest moments of life, when you feel most vulnerable, that her belief in you can change everything. Her belief is the anchor that holds you steady, even as the waves of doubt crash against you. This belief doesn't let you retreat into yourself. It challenges you to grow, to rise, to become the man you were always meant to be. You must understand this. Her belief in you is not just emotional support, it's a call to action. It's the embodiment of love's transformative power, a reminder that there is greatness within you. This belief propels you forward when nothing else can. You must take it seriously. Do not squander this gift. When she shows you how deeply she believes in you, you are witnessing one of the truest forms of love. And just as the Stoics taught us, never forget that you have the ability to rise above your doubts. You've been given the tools. Now it's time to use them. Believe in yourself as much as she believes in you. Harness that belief to achieve greatness. So, what will you do with her belief? Will you rise to the challenge and pursue your dreams, or will you allow self-doubt to stop you? Be the man who lives up to the potential she already sees in you. Don't let her faith in you be in vain. Take action. Move forward. The paths of wisdom await. If you notice these signs in your life, chances are she truly loves you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more real talk like this. See you in the next one.